Okay, we are live. So,
Yay!
if people are watching, welcome to the Dad at Arms channel. I'm here with a bunch of cool guests. We have Maria Dos Lunas. We have
Hi!
George from the 757 Hustle Show.
What's up, everybody?
And very shortly, we will be joined by Kayla and Johnny from Geek the F Out podcast. So that will be a lot of fun. So what we're going to do today is we're going to be having a watch party for Masters of the Universe Revolution. And hopefully you guys can join in with us and watch along. What do you think, guys? Should we give maybe a few minutes to see if people hop in so they can sync up with us?
I agree. Give everybody a few minutes, and we're on different platforms. So everybody, we've been promoting it everywhere. So everybody's getting the cereal right now.
All right. Hey, Chef M80. How are you today?
Okay, so we have to clarify that we're not going to broadcast Revolution in any way, but we will be watching along, and we hope that when we all agree to push play, we will be watching together and commenting and having a great time together. We will be monitoring 3 channels, right? Well, 3 socials.
Yes.
So on YouTube.
So we're on, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter or X, whatever it's called now.
And we will be reading your comments, so be sure to join us and leave a comment. We will be reading them here.
I need my glasses now. to read the comments.
Okay, so things are looking good on YouTube. I checked it out. That looks good.
Checking it out right now on your stream.
Very
okay,
cool.
Let me check on Facebook.
And then I'll jump over to Twitter.
Also, we will be having like 10 minutes between episodes. So
yep.
All right.
Awesome. Oh, cool. It is broadcasting. So I can see our stream on Twitter. That's awesome.
Check.
Very, very cool.
What's up, everyone?
Hey, there you are. I see your comment. All right, welcome, James. James All. Very cool. We've got Chef M80, Silver K, and she will be joining us in the live stream here shortly. We've got Michael Benjamin. How's it going? There's Luca Gianni. He's with us.
Lucha.
Lucha.
Oh, so is that from Lucha Libre? Yes.
I'm a big professional wrestling fan, and I collect luchador masks. So
awesome!
Nice.
Wow, awesome!
Oh, hold on.
Okay, so I think we've got a good group here. I think we can go ahead and get started. So if everybody is ready and everybody watching at home, if you've got your Netflix ready to go, oh, that's a cool mask. Do you wear those?
Finally, somebody who will appreciate it.
That's awesome. All right, so if everybody's ready at home, you can go ahead and hit play, and let's have fun. It is now Motu Origins Cork. If you're ready, we're going to hit play. Welcome, William. Okay, on the count of what? 3? 1, 2, 3, play. All right, and if there's any feedback that our viewers are getting from our setups, let us know so that we can adjust the sound, because we don't want to get copyright strikes. Awesome.
Love the artwork.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, I love how they bring all this vintage art into it, all the Earl Norham illustrations and paintings.
I remember when I first saw when we saw Revelation and they showed this vintage art. I was like back to my childhood right then and there.
Yeah.
I got chills.
Yeah, it's really rad. And so that's the sorceress given the narration this time, right? In Revelation, it was Man-at-Arms doing this intro narration.
Yeah, I liked that switch.
Mm-hmm.
I like that they changed. It's a little touched, but they changed the style of the word revolution in every opening.
Yeah,
credit.
yeah, it has a different.
They
the logo
do.
Looks different based on what's going on with the episode. It's really cool. So I hope we get this action figure of Adam disguised with Orko. I think that would be
the
fun.
hidden body.
Yeah.
3 goblins in a trench coat.
Exactly. They just want to go to the rated R movie.
Yep.
Well, when I first saw this episode, the first thing I thought was, that's Orko's hat, so what's happening? And I didn't know who was going to be this figure. I suspected it was going to be Adam because of the trailer, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to bust out my first complaint. And it's the only real problem I have with Revolution. It's the same opening as Revelation. Instead of Faker.
What do you mean?
Well, it's the same setup. It's different locations, but to me, it's exactly Faker going to the sorceress, and we have the same opening. You know, we don't know who it is.
Oh,
I see. So it's like obscured on who this
like
is.
A bait and switch.
Not a bait and switch, but it's just like the same. That's my only complaint on
like a hidden identity. Yeah, I put in my notes. Did Orko and Tila make a baby? Before I knew who it was.
Yeah, I thought it might be Tila at first.
Oh yeah. I think I obsessively
the white.
The white.
Yeah.
I was looking at all the screenshots I could and like breaking them down, and so I recognized the boots as Adam's. I was like, "Oh, this is Adam. This guy's here."
I like purposely didn't watch the trailer. Well, also because I was in the middle of like watching Revelation for the first time, so there was that too.
I like that they lean into Adam. Like,
what was?
Yeah. Well, that was one of the cool parts of Revelation is when he has that moment where he's, where Skeletor or Skelegod is like mocking him and he's like bleeding out and he's like standing up to defy him, but he does the old 80s intro,
Mm-hmm.
It's very cool. And I like it's just, I don't know, it just kind of makes me smile whenever he gets to do that little monologue bit.
Mm-hmm. What were you saying, Maria? Were you going to ask something?
I was asking, what were your first impressions on Revelation, that since you have just recently watched it?
Oh yeah, I loved it. I loved it so much. I was very invested in it, not just for our streams that we did for it, but I genuinely really enjoyed them. And yeah, I had kind of heard, some people talk about their reactions to it when it came out. And so I was like, that'll be interesting to see, if I see any of those things. But I was like, this is amazing. Why would anyone have any problems with it? So, but also like, this is the only thing Motu. This is the only thing Motu I've seen. When we do our rewatches, for this one, this is my first time watching anything Motu. So, I don't have any of that like nostalgia or previous media to draw on. So
okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, not to interrupt, but this is really cool. First time ever we see live animated Rio Blast.
Yes.
We've never seen him animated before. This is the first time ever he's been animated.
And man, I love
told him
Rio Blast so much.
Cowboy. Because I had no idea who it was. I was like,
yeah, this was for Colt.
That was for me. I love Rio Blast.
I think Ralph Garman voiced him.
Yeah. Because growing up with my dad as a farmer and like an old school cowboy who trains horses and has been on cattle drives and wears a 6-shooter on his hip. Like playing Masters of the Universe toys with my dad, he would always pick the Rio Blast because he was a cowboy, a cybernetic cowboy, but it was still a cowboy. And so I have a very fond memories of Rio Blast. So it was definitely fun seeing him animated.
Yeah, he was one of my favorite figures when I was a kid too. I loved my Rio Blast.
Yeah.
Johnny was so sad when I didn't know who it was.
Because
I know some people from the toys. Being in this community, I knew people from the toys, but I hadn't seen him, or I guess he didn't leave an impression on me. So yeah, I just called him Pew Pew Cowboy Man in my notes before I looked up who it was. You can also get Rio Blast at Taco Bell. Fun fact.
Yeah, it's the new
nice.
The new counterpart to Baja Blast. It's a Rio Blast.
Oh, you said Rio. Okay.
The Cloud Crusher that we saw just a little bit ago was the first thing. There's a couple of other things too that felt very inspired by like Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
A little bit, yeah. It kind of has that vibe to it of that ancient.
What's that shape called?
The ship.
What's that shape called? The big falcon.
Go ahead, Johnny.
The falcon-like ship.
The Cloud Crusher.
Oh, it looks fantastic. I love it. Cloud Crusher. Fine. I never pick up the names. I learned that there was a Talon fighter just like a year ago. So I know the characters, but the weaponry and that, I never paid attention to that. Sorry. Spider.
I know. I thought this was cool.
Spider. Do you think we'll get him as a toy?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
They have a lot they need to do, and I feel like this is low on their priority list.
Yeah. And I feel if they did it, it would be like a convention exclusive type of thing.
Yeah.
Because it would be bigger.
Probably.
Hey,
well, we saw that Too Bad is going to be the.
Oh, here's Tila.
We love Tila.
And Orko.
And now here comes Tila, and He-Man is completely.
It's like, wow.
The flirting begins.
It's funny now too because Tila and He-Man's voice actors are married.
They're cool. And was it the CW Supergirl?
Yep.
Yeah.
Supergirl, and he played Mon-El.
Yeah.
Yeah, they paired pretty well.
They do a really good job. Their chemistry is fantastic.
Which also, going back to Revelation, that's who Kevin Smith said he based Tila's haircut off of, is Supergirl's sister in the show.
Yes.
That actress.
Oh,
He said he got the idea of that haircut from her.
Yeah. Oh, I love
and
her.
A little behind the scenes
Is that why people jump to conclusions?
A little behind the scenes info about the haircut that everybody freaked out over. It wasn't put in to signal that Tila was leaning one way or the other. The reason it's there is because I won't name the person, but because somebody thinks that haircut is hot on women.
It is. It is very hot.
It is. It's a good look.
If you do a Google search,
I had that haircut when I was 13. I had a haircut when I was 13 or 14. And believe me, I still like guys. That didn't change. And everybody loved that haircut on me. Everybody complained. I don't complimented on me when I had that haircut. I love having long hair, but I remember having that haircut and feeling so cool because I was a teenager in the 90s.
Yeah,
that was very popular haircut back then.
I had short hair, but I had the bangs and like the bowl cut as when I was like 7. But I did think I was cool because they had to do the razor on the back of my neck because it was like above my hairline. So I was like, oh, I get to have the thing that the boys get to have.
Chef M80, I'm going to put this up on the screen. I like that comment. He says, there we go. At my age, I just wish I had hair that I can bring myself I can't bring myself to say anything bad about anyone else's hair.
And also, it's like every it's up to each person. It's not your own hair. It's not,
Exactly. Let people do what they
messing
want to
up
do.
your own thing. Has nothing to do with you.
Exactly. It really doesn't matter.
Mommy,
Now back to watching
motherboard.
this. Has anybody?
Oh, Motherboard's such a badass.
Does anybody else feels like we wanted more of the motherboard on screen? I wanted more.
I want a
of the
little bit more.
motherboard.
I was just a little bit disappointed that how quickly she was dispatched and it was off screen. But
Mhm.
her head in the box was such a cool moment too.
What's in the
Yeah.
box?
What's in the box?
Well,
What's in the
I
box?
mean, didn't Ted say that technically, like,
So
she's
7.
not gone?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
he
Ted,
said she's not the first and probably won't be the last motherboard.
Yeah.
yes. Yeah. Yeah, she's some
Looks
type
watched
of
that
And, like,
ancient.
her figure is so good. So good.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And the presentation of it, the box it comes in, and it's so
Yeah.
good.
Like,
Okay,
I'm keeping this box
What I want
that's
to know
in
in this,
forever.
just jumping ahead to the box, in that universe, does Skeletor go to somebody and say, "Hey, gift wrap this for me"?
Or
You know what I'm saying? Think about
I like to think that Skeletor gift wrapped it himself. I think he has. It's one of those, don't hide your talents in a bush.
Yeah.
Skeletor needs to work for Hallmark. He's very good at gift wrapping.
Oh my god, that's why he likes Christmas in the Christmas episode.
Exactly.
Booyah!
We have Lion Mom here. OMG, some of my favorite YouTubers are all together. Geek the F Out and Dad at Arms and Maria Dos Lunas. I'm so happy to see you all together. Well, we're happy to be together, and we're happy you're here with us.
Look behind you. We're behind you also.
Mm-hmm. We're everywhere.
Hordak looks so scary.
He looks amazing.
So scary.
And it doesn't get any better than Keith David to voice him. Or not Keith David. Is it Keith David?
Yeah.
Hordak, yes.
Yeah.
Keith David.
Yeah.
I have a controversial opinion that I'm like, it's all right. I know him from too many things. The goofy president from Rick and Morty, Anderson from Mass Effect, and I'm like, I can't go, oh, that's Hordak. I go, oh, it's Keith David.
It's
again,
Keith David.
doing another role.
I think that was a little bit how I felt with Mark Hamill in Revelation as Skeletor. It sounded a little too close to the Joker that we all are used to. But I think in Revolution, I think Hamill really does the role very well.
It's when he talks regular English, like saying kiddo or kid. Skeletor never says stuff like that's more Earth American, So
yeah,
English. But
one of the things I was saying during our coverage is it feels like productions are hesitant to put effects on actors' voices these days, like because Skeletor in Filmation had a lot of reverb and effects on his voice, and it's like G1 Transformers, Optimus Prime, and Soundwave, they don't put the kind of effects on the voices. It doesn't feel like it. Now I noticed in this later there's a scene where Skeletor's outside and it sounds echoey. There's a little bit of effect on his voice, but it's real subtle. But it feels like there's tools that they could be using that they just seem to be more hesitant to use these days than they used to. I don't know.
I wonder if that has something to do with
maybe because they were recording together back in the day.
That was a Filmation. Almost every character had reverb on their voice.
Yeah. I wonder if today now it has something to do with like voice actor stipulations or contract stuff. Because there's so many things now with like the groups that they're part of, like the guilds. I wonder if it has something to do with that they want to be able to use to perform, to be actors instead of just having After Effects added to dialogue. I wonder if that might have.
Yeah.
Here we go on YouTube. Chef M80 said that a Skeletor used magic to give Rap the head. Use magic to get I can see that also.
That's funny.
Another thing with the voice acting too, it used to be in shows like you'd have like 6 actors who all played like 8 different parts. Like,
Yeah.
Cam Clark has 34 different roles that he played in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Yeah. It's crazy. William
You don't really see that
Griffin
much anymore either.
says, Stat at Arms, I'm still working on getting my collection. It's kind of hard when I said before because of financial issues and because I really don't know how to do online shopping. They say it's easy, but yeah, and I think that's the struggle that we all kind of have, William, is especially figures like Masters of the Universe. Thankfully, we have Masterverse and Origins now to where it's easy to get them. But for a long time, at least since the 2000s, it was so hard to get action figures because they just didn't exist. And they came out with the Classics line, but that was an online only collector's line with a horrible website interface that would crash anytime you tried to buy a figure when it dropped.
Thank
that
God
it just
for subscriptions.
Oh, I know. It was brutal back then.
The
I'm
white
glad,
screen of death.
but I'm also, I wonder what's your experience with getting action figures, Maria, in Mexico? It's a little bit more difficult down there, isn't it?
Well, it's a bit more difficult. Distribution on stores, on brick and mortar stores, is really flimsy, unreliable. I didn't even know that if we were gonna get them when they started appearing in stores about November 21st, so about 6 months later. And they have an online official store, and that's when you can get like the best price, and to be sure that you get the one that you mean to get, but also with delay. Like if you are like 2 waves later. So when I'm really wanting a figure to get a figure, I get it from the States, because otherwise I don't know if it will be available here 6 months later. For example, with Classic Tila and with Adam, and also with Sorcerer's Tila, I got them from an online store in USA, because
Gotcha.
we don't have them here just yet.
Yes.
Excuse me, I didn't hear you. What?
International toy dealer shopper.
Yeah. So when I hear you complaining about distribution, I'm like, come here and see what happens.
Yeah, I think we have it pretty good as here in the States on what we can get compared to other areas. I know in the UK they really have a lot of trouble, and they can't even buy, because Mattel Creations doesn't even ship to places like Germany and stuff. So I feel bad for those fans.
Yeah, but distribution, it's all over the place, because then you find like one wave in certain places and none of that wave anywhere else, right?
Yeah.
I like this King.
Okay, this is the part that is very emotional.
Sad that he passed away. It's sad that he passed away, but seeing him in Filmation, meeting Marlena, and then seeing him in 2000X becoming King, and then seeing, like, I know it's 3 different stories, but excuse me, I'm getting teary-eyed.
I know.
There's some continuity to his story, right?
Say that again.
That there is a continuity to Randor's story, like George said, from Filmation to 2000X, and now we've seen a lot of his life and a lot of how his life developed. Something that we hadn't got to see about Adam and He-Man.
True, he's basically the only character we've really seen in all 3 cartoons. Young meets Marlena, and then in 2000X you see him become King and fighting and how everything started, and then here in this one we see him finally end his life, the end of his life and everything. So his whole story arc is basically in 3 cartoons. As to anybody else's, we just see them sprinkled
as
throughout
they
the
are.
shows.
Yeah, that's true.
And confirmed that she's the Earth mom.
Yes. Which I think that plays a little bit into how this series ends with, absolving the monarchy and all of that. Where she's an astronaut from Earth and from the United States. I think her ideals of like democracy and freedom of the people would have been something that she talked about with Adam. So even if, I think personally I would have liked to see King Adam and King He-Man, but I think it makes sense in terms of who he is. He is part Earthling, and so I think those values from his mother would have been part of his decision making in that instance.
To me personally, I always felt that's what made him Adam and He-Man, was his mom being from Earth.
Yeah.
Like the different, the different kind of thinking and seeing different things, which is why he's a little rebellious, and
he has a little bit more. Yeah, he's got a unique perspective because he's not purely Eternian.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I love Gates McFadden as Marlena is perfect.
She's so good. She just has that. It's a very regal, eloquent type of persona she brings to a character like Marlena. And I think that was definitely lacking with, as much as I like Alicia Silverstone in Revelation, I think Gates is the better choice.
What else is she in? Real quick.
She's Star Trek.
Dr. Crusher from Star Trek The Next Generation.
Crusher. Okay. All right.
That's about it. She's not in a lot. That's the thing. Like, I was looking at her IMDb. She's a great actress. She doesn't do a lot of stuff. She does a lot more. She's big in dance and choreography. She does a lot of choreography work. But for actual acting, she doesn't do as much as I feel like she could do if she wanted to.
It's Wesley's mom, right? Beverly Crusher, the doctor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
From the loss of our liege. Because his
Yeah, we're going to need dogmen.
They're all silent when they're mourning.
What's sad?
I was definitely sad, but I feel like it, probably didn't impact me as it did a lot of people.
I still want to know what the hell a billow bike is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's cool, though, that, draw it on Kevin Smith's own story with it.
Yeah, I think that's really cool.
Oh, the bike his dad built for him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know what you're referring to. Yeah, that he said he wished. The ugly bike his dad built.
He used my old bike and added parts. And over the course of 4 nights,
we're getting a little bit of feedback.
Yeah, I'm picking up somebody's audio too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're getting feedback. Yeah.
That's because we also got into it.
Yeah. Could be me because I just unmuted a little bit ago.
You think we'll ever get the action figures of the royal funeral garb?
I doubt it. But
it's kind of messed up, but that is pretty wicked looking.
It's a good look.
I know people thought they were for some kind of dinner or something, and I'm like, oh, so wrong. Sadly, wrong.
I think of the Buck Rogers one.
Yeah,
with the white pants.
Yep. Man, Buck Rogers is such a fun show.
Oh, I love it.
That was the show that my mom always watched when I was a kid, and I'd watch it with her. It has a lot of it feels very Masters of the Universe. I think Masters took inspiration from Buck Rogers a little bit.
Mm.
I did yell at the TV when I saw this. I was like, "Bravo, Kevin Smith! You threw something in there. It's all connected now.
Yep,
2000X connected now." I was like, "Holy crap!" Very good.
I recognized that it was Shatner at first. It didn't sound like him.
Correct. It wasn't until the second episode I was like, "Oh my God, Shatner's
Shatner!" I remember talking with Ted, and when that action figure leaked, Ted was so disappointed. He was like, "You got to be kidding me!" He's like, "We kept this quiet for 3 years, and then it gets spoiled by a toy announcement 3 weeks before the show."
I listened to Fat Man Beyond, Kevin Smith's podcast, and I remember him telling a story about they did some audio recordings with William Shatner. That Shatner drove himself to the studio, and the whole time I was thinking, what's he working with Shatner? What Shatner would be working on?
Yeah.
I had no clue it would be this. But he said a cool story that Shatner came in, if it's this, that Shatner came into the studio, drove in by himself, went in there, and then the minute he started recording his lines, Kevin would be like, hey, can you try it like this? And Shatner would be like, hey, Kevin, let me do my thing first and then direct me. If it's this, it's pretty cool, but that's a story he did tell.
That's funny.
Sounds like it, because I've heard Ted on interviews too talk about Shatner driving himself to the studio, and he doesn't just do his part; he reads everybody's part.
Yeah.
Like he performs
He reads the whole
script.
script. Yeah, to get the vibe of it, and the pretty meticulous.
Yeah.
So did you
Honestly,
guys
if I was an actor, I would do that.
Did you guys like seeing young Randor dressed like Adam?
Yes, that was pretty cool. Seeing the same outfit.
Yeah.
Are we all on episode 2? Are we rolling?
Oh yeah, we didn't pause.
I thought we were pausing it.
Sorry. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
I paused.
We're gonna take 5
I'm in
minutes.
episode 2. Yeah, so
my Netflix is already saying, "Are you awake?"
All right.
Really?
Yeah, so we can take 5 minutes, let people catch up. Hey, Brick.
Brick.
We like Brick.
Let's go around and introduce ourselves again for round 2.
All right. I am Dad at Arms. I also go by Colt.
I'm Kayla, aka Silver K.
I'm Lucha Johnny from Geek to F Out with her.
aka Johnny.
I'm Maria Dos Lunas.
Hey everybody, I'm George from the 757 Hustle Show, and I guess you can catch all our YouTube channels or Instagrams out there.
For anybody who needs that info, George, what is your channel info?
You can on besides Twitter, you can find me on the other ones. It's the 757 Hustle Show. Just type that up, and it's plenty of nonsense on my channel for everybody. So
awesome. And then Johnny and Kayla, where can people find you at?
GTFO.
I just put. Go ahead.
You just put food in your mouth.
GTFO channel on Instagram, and then Geek the F Out on YouTube.
Cool. Maria, where can folks find you and your lovely work?
Well, you can find my work at mariadoslunas.com. Also, I go by the same name in Facebook and Twitter, so you can find me there.
Awesome. And you can find me on Instagram at Dad at Arms and Twitter at Red Pyramid 9, or just search Dad at Arms, and then this YouTube channel and Facebook. That's me.
Okay, so the next episode, what will be?
Number 2.
What's the name of it? Ascension.
Ascension. We ready to jump in?
Yeah, I think so.
Talk about episode 1 more.
Let's talk a little bit more about episode 1. So overall, it's kind of I feel like there's multiple vibes going on. It starts out with it feels very similar to how Filmation episodes played out. It was very lighthearted and, lots of adventure and jokes and puns being thrown around. And then it shifts pretty quickly to
boom.
Yeah.
A pretty somber.
It escalates quickly.
It was like they were about to give the message at the end. In today's episode, it's like, oh shit, Dad died.
Oh no. And I think, go ahead, Jenny.
I was gonna say, there apparently are some theories that this might not be the case, and we'll see if that comes to pass if we get a part 3. But I like that it seems like Randor just succumbed to the passage of time. Like it wasn't an accident in the battle when he joined, them fighting Scareglow. It wasn't somebody took a misstep and accidentally stabbed him. Like he just got sick and died. Like it's just fact of life that they have to deal with.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. I think
Which I think is why Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think everybody kind of expected that Randor was going to die in Revolution from when we got that first poster reveal. But I think a lot of people were expecting it to be a more violent end, and so it is interesting that he succumbed to natural causes.
Mm-hmm.
So
And I think a lot of people
Yeah.
speculated because of that maybe he was poisoned, and this was like, a long con in a sense.
Mm-hmm. Well, I even had the thoughts that because in the prequel comic for Revelation, where it introduces the Orlax, he gets poisoned by that creature, and that's why He-Man has to go back in time to learn more about the Sword of Powers creation and stuff. And so I was wondering, well, maybe it's some lasting effects from the Orlax, inflicting damage on him, but it doesn't seem to be the case.
Adding on to episode 1, I saw a lot of people had problems with the big Iron Man suits. But we've seen stuff like that in 2000X.
Oh yeah.
The big suits and the robot things you attach them to. So that's like nothing that's been around in MOTU already.
Well, and I think mech suits in general are just so coded for geek culture anyways that I don't really associate it primarily with Iron Man. I mean, it's
of course there was all that angry Marvel fans. They're ripping us off.
Yeah.
I liked it. I was like, Hulkbuster suit. Awesome.
Yeah.
I like when things kind of make call outs to other fandoms, and like, it's Kevin Smith, so he's gonna do it.
Mm-hmm. But I also understand where people are coming from if they don't like seeing all those references. And it's like, I wish MOTU would kind of do its own thing instead of referencing. Mm-hmm. I kind of like it, but I see for people that don't like it, I don't fault them for that, as long as they're not being jerks about it.
If they can build a giant cybernetic horse like Stridor,
right,
I feel like a mech suit is not out of the question.
Thank you.
I feel like
exactly.
possible.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, that sometimes when people get very angry about something of the lore, they're like, that was not part of the lore. Maybe they don't know the lore that much. Because when you go back to the mini comics and other, Filmation and 2000X and the comics and that, you see that these are themes or parts that have been explored before. And now we're seeing it in animated form only.
Well, and it's, you can just, you can suspend your disbelief about things, in these things. There's a part in the 2012 comics that DC published where it's a one shot of Man-at-Arms, and he's using thermal vision and a cloaking device, which is very Predator inspired. And I think it's cool because what that does to me is, in my head canon, well, it's like, okay, that means that at some point Duncan fought a Predator and beat him, and then took his tech for himself because he's a tech guy. And I think that adds to my appreciation of the character, because Duncan's a badass. Of course he'd take out a Predator. So I think if we just have fun with the things that we're supposed to have fun with, we can be a lot happier.
Exactly. And like, it's a show about toys. Like how, like, not just a show, it's an animated show about toys. Like, you gotta suspend some disbelief there.
Yeah. You're taking shit too seriously.
Yeah.
Really. It's a cartoon after all.
Yeah, exactly.
I like, because I guess I'm the oldest one in the room. I was there since the beginning. So I was there before the Filmation cartoon. But I see how these people come, and I could tell you also, I could be like, people like the Filmation is the best. I could be like, no, it was better before the Filmation cartoon. You know what I'm saying?
It's Golden Books, baby.
But I'm not that guy that's posting all the time, be like, before Filmation, was the best, and you suck, and Hanna-Barbera, I call it Scooby-Doo He-Man. That's all the guy said one time. It's Scooby-Doo He-Man. We had Conan the Barbarian in the combo, so I'm like, yeah, whatever. I mean, But then I'm not the guy that says the Filmation cartoon was better than the stuff that's out now. I'm like, brother, go back and watch that again. It's not all great. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For every good part, there's like cringe.
Oh yeah.
The only part that is still fresh for me is the backgrounds, the art of the backgrounds. I still marvel about it. It's just like I want to go and walk in those places.
All those hand painted backgrounds that
They're
they did
amazing.
are just phenomenal.
Wow, look at that.
And the music, the soundtrack is
amazing. It's so good.
Do you guys like the new soundtrack, the Transformation soundtrack?
I love it.
I
wish they could have figured out a way to get that classic theme music into Revelation and Revolution, but that doesn't take anything away from Bear McCreary's score. I think it gives me chills when I listen to it.
I'll admit, to me, it's forgettable until I'm watching the show and then He-Man comes on screen and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's
I like it.
In my head. Like, I couldn't hum it to you right now.
Yeah. I like it because I heard it. I think it was Bear himself that described it as symphonic metal is what he did when he went into it. And when you listen to that the He-Man transformation music specifically definitely has that vibe to it, to where when I'm driving around or something, like, I think after Revelation came out, my most listened to thing on Spotify was the Revelation soundtrack for that year, because I just listened to it over and over.
It was funny when I was watching it, and I was like, sorry, I was like, it sounds familiar, and I was like, oh, it sounds like the Rings of Power music, and then I looked it up. I was like, oh, Bear McCreary, that checks out.
See, I had a similar thing too, where I was like, yeah, this sounds familiar. I was like, oh, it's the guy that did the new God of War video game music. I was like, there it is.
It's funny how composers have that. What's the word? Like, you can tell who it is. I don't know how, but you can tell. Like
style.
Hans Zimmer, style. There we go.
So William has a question. Dad at Arms, what was your first Masters of the Universe figure you ever got? So it was this guy, and I still have him, Cobra Khan. And I love this guy because I have 3 older sisters, and when I was a kid, we'd be outside playing in the yard and stuff like that. And my oldest sister would always pack a little picnic type lunch for me when we were out playing. And she would fill my Cobra Khan, instead of putting water in it, she'd put Kool-Aid in it. And so as we were playing outside, I'd be walking around spraying Kool-Aid in my mouth using Cobra Khan.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
So he's my favorite of the vintage line because of that memory.
Should we go on to episode 2?
I think so.
Okay. Yep. I'm paused at 0.
Me too.
Yes.
So whenever y'all are ready.
So ready?
1, 2, 3.
Ooh. I'm gonna re-up on coffee. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Anybody want coffee?
Yes, please.
Sure.
I love how they use this theme from the beginning. I don't know if you can see it in every merch they put out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Can you see it?
Can you see Uno cards?
The rocks.
Yeah, they're amazing. I was playing with them with my little daughter right now, just a moment ago.
Love that. Ooh, hot chocolate sounds good.
Oh, this moment when we have the...
If you guys want to go grab something, go for it.
Go ahead, Maria.
Yeah, I was saying that this moment with young Keldor and Randor is so unexpected for me, but it gives a lot of context to what's happening, and it also touches upon lore themes that were not explored that much. Well, yes, in 2000X, yeah. My reference is the Filmation really all the time, but.
Are we still hearing any feedback, by the way?
Okay.
I feel like I feel something barely. I hear something just a little bit.
Okay, let me see.
Okay.
Let me check.
I don't hear anything, so that's why I'm guessing it's me. I have the echo cancellation, reduced background mic noise. It's funny because it was fine before, and then like I came back and unmuted, and I guess it wasn't fine.
Mine is muted already. Was it mine?
I don't hear
I
anything.
think
now.
I
still
think it
hear
was
it.
probably mine.
I still hear it.
I hear it too. Is it mine? It might be mine.
I don't hear it, so I'm guessing it's mine. I'll just mute it.
I do think that it would be fun to
I think
see a
it's
little
because
bit
no
more.
one's talking.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. I think it would be fun to see a little bit more of young Keldor and Randor together, because I think it's always fun
Mhm.
watching little kids get into trouble like that. Like they're sneaking into their dad's office and trying to steal his
Yeah.
secret stash. I just think those are fun little moments, and they're cute
Mhm.
kids. Cute kids are great.
Yeah. I like how it's both like a fun little moment and, you know, reveals something in a way, like, you know, it's part cute, part, you know, plot device.
Yeah.
Which I mean, they
There's-
had to do a lot of in 5 episodes.
hmm
There's a prequel comic coming, I think, that is gonna
Yeah.
potentially explore some more of that.
Mm.
So I, from what I understand, the prequel comic is going to deal a lot with Hordak and Keldor, like how they met and how he became Skeletor. It's going to go more into depth of that stuff. So for people watching who are interested, I will be having an interview with Rob David, Tim Sheridan, and Ted Biaselli all at once, where we're talking about those comics.
Amazing.
So
Nice.
it's not scheduled yet, but when it is, I'll let everybody know. But that'll be a fun one.
That's awesome.
We passed the scene, and I want to give her props too, because I've been critical of her acting ability, but Harley Quinn Smith, as I forget her name, but Miro's
That's
queen.
Amelia.
Mhm.
Yeah, she was great.
She did awesome. And I'm
She
so
did
glad they finally
really,
got
really
her in,
good.
because she was supposed to be in Revelation, but her part was cut. For
I didn't even know she was
Revelation.
in this. She played Miro Randor's mom, I guess.
Yeah.
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 Mhm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Harley Quinn Smith.
Yeah, when I saw her name in the credits, I was flabbergasted. I was like, she was
Mhm.
really good as Amelia.
Yeah. And Tim Sheridan is the voice of Miro, and he did really good
Mhm.
too.
Mhm.
Skeletor. Look at this. He loves it.
Prince, I have
Sorry, just want to make sure I'm in the same spot.
Oh,
He's about to jump off the terrace now.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
in a
Skeletor's
second.
attacking. He's about to jump and transform.
Mm-hmm. I have the list of the new voice actors per episode. So obviously we'll get to Granomir, but Prince Randor is Jakari Frazier and Prince Keldor is Brett Rash.
Do you know
Just to
what
throw
else
that in there.
Do you know what else they've done?
No idea. They're
Okay.
kids.
They're just kids.
Yeah, I just put all the voice actors when
Who
we
cares? This is the best
did our
episode I've
streams.
ever done.
I like
When I was a
Tila's winter
kid,
gear.
seeing Granomir as a kid, it freaked me out. I wasn't used to seeing that in the cartoon, and then watching it, because when he had that reverb and it was very dark. I mean, granted, you watch it now, you're like, what the hell is George talking about? But no, back then, I mean, I was a little kid, so seeing the
No, I
dragon,
get that. I remember
Fire.
watching the Evil Seed episode as a kid, and that dude scared the crap out of me.
Broccoli.
But now it's just
There's
he's
the
just a
fourth
he's just a
tower.
broccoli head. Why was I scared of that?
You said you liked Tila's winter gear. Yes, we need wintertime fun,
Mhm.
Sorceress Tila.
Hot.
We need
Hot Tila.
And Evelyn.
we need
Tila.
every look for Tila in this series. All of her looks.
I think she
Yeah.
had the most costume changes, right?
She did. Yep.
She sure did, yeah.
Five
Evelyn-
costumes?
Evelyn a close second.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mommy
That's why
Lynn.
That's why she's with He-Man. She needs him to carry her luggage around.
Linda.
And John
I mean,
Delancey as
he's had a
Grandamere.
few.
Next
He's
season.
great.
Sorry.
Yeah.
More
Next-
Star Trek connections here. with
Next
him.
next season.
Mhm.
By the power of Grayskull, Adam. By the
Is-
power of Grayskull, Tila. Go F yourself.
I love his crossed paws. It's very animal-esque.
Yeah,
All the dogs and cats do it.
when they're just
He's also
relaxing.
very smog-like.
He is, yeah.
Both in look and also especially with the riddle later and you shall not pass Lord of the Rings Gandalf
Yeah.
reference.
Yeah.
Geek Illustrator Dad said his favorite Evelyn look was at the end of Revelation. Yeah,
That was good.
Mine was the Bat Sorceress Evelyn is just fantastic. I love that version of her.
Mine was this one.
Yeah, Godlin was great. But
I
think my favorite was the sexy sorceress, Evelyn.
Mm-hmm.
What was the joke? There's Maria. We were always joking about that, how Evelyn did her shopping at Sorceress Secret lingerie store.
Or like Hot Topic.
Yeah. The goth.
Yeah.
This is the scene I was talking about. If you listen to Skeletor's voice here, he still has some, like, they're out in the open. There's no reason it should echo, but he's got a little bit of echo and reverb on him.
Maybe.
So do you think they did that purposely since it's Motherboard?
Yeah.
Probably.
Mm.
So that when you're paying attention, you can tell that there's a difference.
Interesting.
I'll bet that
maybe.
has something to do with it. I like the Skeletech look. Do you guys like this look?
Not a
I
fan,
like it.
but I could deal with it. It doesn't bother me.
It's not my favorite, but I like it.
I think it's the Havoc hand. It bothers me.
Yeah, and the toy is a little bit tricky because it is a bendy arm.
That's what I've heard. Why did they do that?
So it's like you remember the Gumby toys? It's like that. So see it like.
Okay, because I thought I saw someone say that it was not bendable.
Oh no!
That it was.
Yeah, it's totally bendable. So
maybe theirs isn't bendable.
Maybe they just don't know how to
play. They got a faulty one.
But the jaw also opens, which is fun. The jaw and the Havoc skull.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is really cool.
Looks like those
Motherboard's tentacles can come out.
Looks like those alligator hands to reach stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
But I do like it. I like the colors, and I really like his Hordak apprentice outfit.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
styling.
Black and red. Mm-hmm. And I think that's probably the best head sculpt we've got for Skeletor in this Masterverse line. Is the Hordak light style.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. It's in I like the red.
Yeah, it's good. I've just got all my toys here now on the desk that I'm playing with. I've been playing with Rio Blast since episode 1.
As you should. Also, these creatures, the Techno Titans, they reminded me, if anyone's seen TMNT Mutant Mayhem, reminded me of the Mega Mutant.
Yep.
Kind of like everything kind of squashed together.
They also
and the wide feet too.
What's the anime? There's also an anime. Neon.
Evangelion.
Yeah. They look like what are they? The angels? Is that what they're called?
Yeah. Could be some Attack on Titan vibes too. They did a good job like differentiating the styles of these. Like these Tech Titans don't look like anything from Eternia or Masters of the Universe, which, considering they're from the distant past and they should have a completely different kind of like look, I think was done well.
Yeah, there is one in the final battle in episode 5. In the final battle, there is one that looks like the Monstroid toy that's got like the crab pinchers. I think that's the only one that looks like something that we would recognize. Did you get that that V Friends crossover? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm keeping the Skeletor, and I have to send Kayla her little chibi Skeletor friend.
Yeah,
They're so
I'm
fun.
excited.
I was
There's
playing
the
around with them
balloons.
the other day. They're so cute.
I'm
And
excited.
I
Anything
love
glow
their
in the dark.
glows. Me too. I love glow in the dark.
Yep.
Yeah, you were talking about. I had to grab them because you were talking about your favorite Masterverse head sculpt. I love this
That's a good one.
Origin Skeletor head.
That's the one with the jewel eyes, right?
Yeah.
From the Keldor 2-pack.
Yeah, and I think, is this the one that I pried the face off of him at one point. It was interesting how they did there's a basically behind those jewel eyes, there's a silver sticker.
Okay.
So it's like reverse light piping. The light goes through
and then reflects.
And then reflects back out.
Oh, that's cool.
Magic.
Whereas, like, I just got this Ultra Magnus. He just has a clear back of his head, so
you can shine something through it.
Oh,
that
so
that reminds me
eyes.
of
cool.
For Turtle Toys fans. Do you remember the Metalhead figure had the exposed plastic brain that was translucent, and when you shine a light through it, it lights his eyes up? Where he's on my shelf somewhere.
I don't know.
Anyway,
very new to toys. But I
like
do have this behind my little Orko that my friend sent me because I got the 2-pack, but I wanted the OG. I have the Witch King.
Oh, that's cool.
Translucent from Weta Mini Epics.
That's cool.
And it's cool because it's like all the textures make the translucent look really cool.
The face
and
looks
like
amazing.
Yeah. I love Weta Mini Epics, even though they're not articulated, and like here's the Witch King. This one's really cool. Not translucent, but still just like the detail and the capes and everything.
That's really cool.
And the flames.
Yeah.
All their stuff kind of has like this curly look to it, which reminds me a lot of Mulan at the beginning when the ink is being drawn in the curly cues.
Okay.
Got Matrix going on the 010101.
I just got this guy, and he's awesome.
Yeah,
is he a little bit translucent too?
Oh, I got him too. Kind of. I wish he was more translucent though.
And that's kind of how I feel. The He-Man, the mutant He-Man from the Turtles crossover. I wish he was a little bit more translucent too.
Yeah, he looked more translucent in the original photos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really like the Turtles crossover. I'm so glad we're finally getting that, because that was a comic that was being developed back in like 2018 that they canceled, and so I'm glad it's coming back.
Shredder,
he looks awesome.
Nice.
I hope we get that slime pit that's been shown on the back of the packaging.
Nobody stops that
Shredder.
No, but I think I'm a huge sucker for translucent and glow in the dark toys. They're
I have some
favorite.
special hashtags that I use for both of those because I love both of those.
Nice.
I will put them in the chat.
I need to get there's a like a pinkish reddish Spirit of Hordak toy from the Classics line that's translucent.
Yeah.
I need to get him. I have the glow in the dark King Grayskull, and he's a lot of fun.
Yeah, what was my first toy that I actually ordered was from this Spirit Dirt Farmer from Plastic Geek. He doesn't move or anything, but he's translucent, glow in the dark. and he's like shiny, and it's hard to tell, but there are like little tiny sparkles in there too. So he like
Awesome.
checks all the boxes.
That's awesome.
And now they have a green version. I think I'm actually not sure if this one definitely goes in the dark, but
Colt, you see
it's
Maria's
similar.
message?
I do. I'm chatting with her right now.
Okay.
I'll see if she needs a new link. She's having some issues, it looks like.
Evelyn got a nice coat in this.
She did, yeah. She looks cool too.
Big old styling coat.
I knew she would be back, but I was still very excited when she showed up on screen again.
And I really like their I really like their interplay here. How they're still kind of
Frenemies
going back
almost.
and like it's fun. And especially later when they're having the talk after Tila gets her snake magic and they're talking about sensual desires and stuff and how Tila feels about He-Man. I think it's very almost Evil Lynn being like a older sister to her, kind of giving her advice on life. I don't know. I just think it's very good character development for Evil Lynn. Where, I mean, her character development in Revelation was amazing, and I just like seeing that continued.
And Lena Headey is amazing.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's perfect casting.
Yes, Lynn is the one who lifts the loincloth. You'll see that next episode.
Such a good line.
Also, it's like when they said that, I was like, I guess that's a way of saying it without making it obvious. If there's like, I know this really isn't made for kids, but if kids are watching it, they won't really get it.
Right.
It's like so
we
many
all
things
do.
from Animaniacs.
What would have happened what would have happened if Oracle actually called the power of Grayskull? Now that we know, anybody can call it.
I wanted to see both him and Gwildor do it. When they started, I was like, oh yes, and then I was like,
there's in the 2012 comics, there's a one shot for Orko where he basically gets the power of Grayskull and he becomes Oreman. And it's a fun comic because the animation switches from style to style throughout that comic. So it goes from like the comic style to like SpongeBob style to Calvin and Hobbes style, all these different little animation callbacks. Charlie Brown is in there, and it's just really cute and fun how they do it. There's some Dark Knight references in there where Orko's doing the classic Dark Knight Returns jumping pose against the lightning. It's a lot of fun.
I didn't like the choice. Sorry, I didn't like the choice for Battle Cat's voice.
Well, they didn't change it much. It's just Cringer, right?
Yeah.
It's just him.
He's got a little more bass in it. He's got a little more confidence in his voice, in his tone. But yeah, he's a big cat. She'll have a little more growl or something.
Yeah.
It's like, I've always loved being. I mean, the scene is awesome, but it's like, cute. I've always loved being your battle cat. I'm like, come on, man. You can have a little more.
It's a little underwhelming. The dialogue's great. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I love Cringer. Him and Orko are my faves.
Yeah.
Javier Rios asked, do y'all think the Snake Men will enter the series? And I would say, I hope not. Like, at least not if it makes sense. I don't want them to just shoehorn the Snake Men in to get the Snake Men in.
It's got to make sense.
My predictions: next season, if we get seasons, next season they're in space doing the whole Hordak stuff, and we because this is doing all canon, we could probably see the new Adventure guys,
right?
And then the following season, they come back to Eternia, and we got Snake Men.
I think they're laying the groundwork for that. I think that's pretty accurate because obviously we got to focus on Despara and Adora,
and then we can drop all the new Adventure guys out of space through some like Rebels.
But then with Tila getting that snake magic from this ancient well that Granamir is protecting, now Granimir's dead. That looks very much like the well that the Snake Men were exiled to in the 2000X series. And so now that there's no longer a guardian there, it seems like they're laying the
I
groundwork
don't care.
to
I don't care.
somehow
Tina and
bring them
Skeletor
in.
fighting for 25 minutes. Just give me more.
Yeah. I want it. I want it. Maria's back.
Yes. I know something happened with the internet.
Oh no.
Well, we're
This
glad
was something
you're back.
interesting. Granamir's fire is green, which all through this is the color for the Ka magic and the snake magic. So I thought it was interesting as a red dragon that shoots green fire to me was an interesting choice. So I think his
Christmas.
power
I was about
is
to say,
coming
with the snow,
from
it's Christmas.
snake magic.
Yeah.
Granamir, the Christmas dragon.
So hopefully, if they make a toy of Granamir, we get that cool deep red color, but then he has some translucent flame effect that you can plug into his mouth. That would look amazing on a toy.
Yes,
And the helmet.
Yeah, and that helmet, that war helmet. So
I was kind of freaking out. Spoilers for have you seen it? I was kind of freaking out. We didn't see him with the helmet, but later on he has the helmet on. I'm like, yeah.
And you can,
when she first walks in,
it's laying on the floor
yeah,
there.
it's on the ground.
And I watched this with some friends, and one of my friends saw that helmet. And he's like, "Well, what is that for?" He's like, "What's that? Are we gonna?" And then he finally put it together that it was a war helmet. He's like, "Oh, that's the dragon's helmet." And so then he was waiting to see it for the rest of the show. So when it finally showed up, he was very excited. But yeah, it was like Chekhov's helmet.
Do you have the commission Granamir toy?
I don't.
Oh, I like the way I've seen the pictures. I like the way he just sits with his belly all.
Yeah, he's got a big paunch belly. And there's two versions. There's the red version, and then there's the green version from the mini comics.
I'm lucky enough to have both.
You have both
the
of them?
red and the green.
Oh,
version,
nice.
Nice.
Nobody likes
you.
Say,
if we
we're gonna bounce Johnny from the live stream.
If we do get a Granamir from this, everybody be prepared. There is no way it can be to scale. It would be twice the size of Eternia in playset.
Right. Yeah.
Be ready for it to be scaled down.
That I'd pay the $600 for.
Because I could fit it somewhere. I can't fit Eternia anywhere.
Who needs a living room these days?
Exactly.
And also, maybe they can get a scale poster of Granamir. Like, that's the only way that we could get like the full scale on a poster.
I just want like a mini. Like I had ordered the McFarlane came out with the Smog and then also the Hungarian Horntail from Harry Potter, and which I ordered and then Target canceled them, so I still technically have to order them. But I got those, so if we get like that kind of scale, like almost like my Balrog size, that'd be cool. Not too massive.
Yeah, because if it was to scale, it would. I'm just looking at stuff around the room. It would have to be at least bigger than my Castle Grayskull, my classics Castle Grayskull, and that's just massive.
Yep.
I love the updated look that they did for Granamir.
Here goes Tila again. More clothes again.
Less clothes.
Costume change.
Yeah.
There goes that.
You love a good costume change.
And I love the snake armor. Snake armor Tila is my favorite.
Goth Tila. All right.
Green goddess.
I love that they put some fangs on her.
Yeah.
That was so unexpected. And her eyes were different. That was a big surprise, and I like that.
And I like her
very cool.
That sheer snake skin skirt that she also has.
That it behaves almost like a tail. But then, and then when she sits, it's just like a sheer dress. That was such a good decision. Great choice for the animation. Like when she's fighting, it looks like a tail, but it is actually a skirt. Yeah, I love that.
That toy's gonna look great.
I will say for this scene, I knew Keldor was bad at the end of episode 1. I was like, this guy is bad news. Don't trust him. And then like I knew because Skelly's blue, I was like, maybe, but I had no idea that it was gonna be Skelly. So it was
gonna be Skelly.
a shock.
And for those of us who knew that it was Keldor, I was a bit confused for a while. Like, how is we see Skeletor on one side and then we have Keldor on the other? Have they made
Yeah.
a different origin story for these two characters? I hope not. And then how they played out, yeah, they got me there. They tricked me.
They did it very well.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I was thinking they might do some kind of shenanigans where like they were two separate entities and then somehow merged them down the line, which could be interesting. But
yeah,
I in the following episode, I love Keldor's talking to himself.
All right, we're gonna pause because we're
I'm
on
at
a new
0 of
episode.
episode 3.
Okay.
So everybody who's watching in the chat, we are taking a brief, like 5-minute break. We'll talk about the previous episode and kind of let everybody catch up before we jump into episode 3. So, what were you saying, George? I cut you off.
Damn, I don't remember. Something about Skeletor.
I'm sorry.
Talking to himself.
Yeah.
Keldor.
Thank you. I like instead of like the merging or there's two different people who's real or fake. I like when we've as the viewer we finally see he's Keldor talking to himself. I like that because now you know why there's always that drive that Skeletor doesn't give up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you want to pull from that, you can pull, the throne's mine. That's why I always fighting them. I need the power because Hordak has raised me to go try to break into Castle Grayskull and conquer. So him and then his Keldor self finally say, yo, do it. Kill her. Chop off her head. You know what I'm saying? That was like, that's the real Skeletor right there.
Yeah. That brutal side of him. And it could also explain why he's also always so fixated on killing He-Man. Because on some deep level, there's Keldor there who is still angry about being denied the throne.
Subconsciously.
Yeah.
We'll get to this part later, but I love that He-Man tells him, oh, you still think you're the victim. You got what you wanted, and look what you did. You destroyed everything. That was one of my favorite parts of their interactions between He-Man and Skeletor in this in Revolution.
Say no matter what version, you'll always be Skeletor.
Yep.
And I loved the line in the end of Revelation when He-Man and Skelly are fighting and He-Man's like, you still think this is about us?
Yeah.
It's like not only is that true about their fight, but it was just so meta in a way. I love that.
Yeah, it's awesome. Well, and it's just so funny because like they're in all of existence is being unraveled, and Skeletor's like, yeah, I still want to kill you. And it's just like, buddy, like, come on, man.
You got your face back.
Oh, the ego.
Chill out.
And to me now, like I was saying, that was Keldor in the back of his voice saying, yo, this guy took everything from you.
Yep.
You got thrown away and sent back to the island and whatever, and this guy took everything that's his drive, why he hates him so much.
Yeah, it really it has
that or the gummies kicked in. One of those two. I don't
know. But no, and I think that's what Revolution does really well is it has all of these moments that inform what happened in Revelation so well, especially coming up later. Marie and I talked at length about this in the Valentine's Day episode we put out, but the flashback scene of Adam and Teela training together and how that bleeds into her reaction when she finds out the truth. This is we'll get into that when we get to it, but I think my point is I think Revolution does a fantastic job of giving recontextualizing what happened in Revelation in such a really cool way.
Yeah, I think they definitely build on each other well. And it's interesting, because Revelation was, twice as long, but we kind of needed that build up and that character building, character stories, especially with Teela. And, she had to go through that journey to become the sorceress. And it's interesting the comparison between Revelation and Revolution in that regard, because Revolution is just so much more like fast paced because it's half of the episodes. But I think that they wouldn't have been able to do that with Revelation. Like, I think it was good that they did 10 episodes for that. Plus, most movies and TV shows, like, there's a long exposition before there's a climax, so it checks out.
I see the people that really hated Revelations, that love Revolution. To me, I was like, if it was just as long, they wouldn't have liked it. I personally feel because what the same tropes, the same everything that's in Revolution is in Revelation, but we have more dramatic scenes in Revelation because they're longer episodes. We have more stuff, more dialogue going on. So I personally, I'm happy everybody loves it. Whoever you love it for whatever reason you love it. I'm cool. But I see a lot of these people and I'm like, yeah, but if it was just as long as, maybe that's what it is. It's like sometimes when you binge watch a show and then there's a couple episodes in the middle, you're like, I should be doing the dishes or something. You know what I'm saying? Instead of watching this. And then it picks up again, like the last couple episodes, because they gotta stretch stuff out. But
and I think, without being too, I want to say this without sounding condescending or rude to people who didn't like Revelation. But I feel like the way that season was given to us, in the 2 parts and the 4 months in between, I was surprised by how angry people were with part 1. And to me, it's very easy to understand, well, this is part 1. That means part 2 is going to follow, and it's not the end. Like, it's an obvious cliffhanger. There's more to this story. So why are we jumping the gun on being mad about the story when we've only seen half of it?
The people you're talking about were angry before the thing even premiered.
Yeah,
exactly.
There's no changing their mind on those.
They love to hate.
May I add something to what you're saying, Colt? Is that when all the anger was coming to the forums and that, and it made me doubtful for a moment. Did I miss something? Did I see something different from what I watched? And went back to watch it, and I was like, no, I saw these things happening and how they were building up. I couldn't see all that. I had the feeling that I had seen something different, right?
Well, it almost feels like you're being gaslit a little bit. You're like, they're saying that this show is about this, but it's not, because I'm seeing it differently and I'm interpreting it differently, and I'm picking up on the hints that are being dropped. And if you have any sort of media literacy, which we're all adults, we should have media literacy at this point, especially in
Johnny's unsure.
Especially in this
I'm over here
fantasy, in this fantasy sci-fi genre, comic book genre, like
there are conventions and yes.
I mean, He-Man's like, do we really think He-Man's dead? Like, this is the oldest trick in the comic vernacular,
And then they get mad because they felt they were tricked. Sorry, he didn't ruin the whole plot for you guys from the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Heaven forbid he doesn't give away the big twist to you.
It's like,
and they're
hey,
like,
look,
this is He-Man. I'm like, no, look at the title. Like, it's literally Masters of the Universe.
Even then, for me, He-Man was there all the time. I was like, maybe they're remembering Filmation better or different from what I saw, because on Filmation, He-Man was not there all the time. He was
He's not.
By
He's
the
last
end
5
only
minutes of every episode.
Exactly. And I was like, even the proportion was not that off to me. I didn't have a shortage of He-Man and Revelation, but well, that's me.
Yeah,
it's those same people are in every fandom complaining about the same thing.
They are.
The X-Men 97 trailer.
Oh my gosh,
You see the new
already. Yeah, I'm so sick. It's like, do you not know what X-Men is if you're complaining that it's woke?
You're complaining.
X-Men has always been about this.
It literally was a metaphor to go against the racists.
Yes.
Like, come on.
How do you not? And so if you don't understand that, then you're not a fan. If you don't understand
You
what
weren't
X-Men
paying
is,
attention.
And bringing it back to
then
Master Universe.
shut up about it.
What are they? Oh, it's woke. It's this and this. Did you not watch the last 3 minutes of every episode?
Where they
That told you not
how
to
be
hate.
nice
That
people.
told you not to judge. That told you to be nice to people when they're different.
Mhm.
And these are the purists. These are the guys call themselves the purists.
Right. They're the ones saying that
Mhm.
we're fake fans for liking it.
Like and subscribe to 757 Hustle Show. Plenty of nonsense for everybody. Having a good time here.
Yeah, it's like just
if
like
you didn't
if
like
they
it-
held up a mirror to themselves. It's like,
If you didn't like it, that's
Hello?
cool. You know, I just gotta be nice to these guys here. So come to my page. Nah, just kidding. But no, seriously, it's like you said. If you don't like it, that's fine. Like I don't like
Sure.
Indian food. I don't like I'd rather have Italian food. It's just my personal choice. But I'm not gonna be
Sure.
like, Colt, you're really messed up because you like freaking orange fried curry. You know what I'm saying? I hate you. I hate you. It's like,
Well, we can't be friends then.
One of
Friendship
Yeah.
with George ended.
yeah.
yeah, it's fine if you don't like it for literal reasons, like, oh,
Yeah.
you like wanted this, but if you didn't like it for completely made up or
Manufactured
racist,
it.
homophobic, misogynistic reasons, those aren't reasons. You're just
Right.
being those things.
Right. Well, and I
Yes.
think a
One-
perfect example of it within this specific community, I wasn't a fan of the new She-Ra animation that Netflix did, the
Me too.
DreamWorks one. It wasn't for me. I don't frequent message boards and Facebook groups to complain about it and tell everybody else that they're wrong
Yeah.
for liking
It
it.
ruined
Like,
my childhood.
right. Like,
It
no.
ruined my original
In fact,
She-Ra,
Yeah, in fact, I'm glad that it's bringing in more fans, and it brought in a new generation of fans who are now discovering Revolution and Revelation because of She-Ra. Like, that's a good thing
Hmm.
for
Yeah, I-
us.
You're that She-Ra you're talking about. I saw maybe half of the first episode. I said I can tell this is not for me. Jumped
Right.
off. I saw everybody losing their minds over it.
Yeah.
We're not what 5, 6, 7 years later.
Yep.
Did that She-Ra Netflix come to your house and ruin everything? No, everything's
They-
normal. You know what I'm saying?
No, I heard, and
Show me
same
where
with
She-Ra touched
Revelation.
you.
Yeah, really.
Okay, George, Kevin Smith came to my house and he snapped all of my He-Man DVDs in half. He knocked all my shelves off the wall.
That's how we
That-
did in the 90s, son.
Yeah, that man hurt me, and
Ridiculous, man.
it's just dumb.
Johnny, you had something to say, didn't you?
Yeah, go ahead, Johnny.
Oh, I was gonna say I talked about this during our coverage too. Like when you're talking about people being mad that He-Man wasn't in it, like He-Man may not have been on screen for a lot of Revelation, but everything was still about him. Like everything was about dealing with his absence and how everybody reacted to it and what they were doing. Like it was still 100% about He-Man.
And that
He
was
just
his
wasn't on the
point.
screen.
Yeah, that was the point of him not being on screen, was to reinforce why he's important. Like, the planet is dying without him.
Yeah.
You know?
The
And it's-
character
Exactly.
He-Man, the character He-Man was the star in the Filmation cartoon
Mhm.
because he's the title in front of the title. I will say that.
Sure.
But when you have just Masters of the Universe,
Yeah.
it's
Mhm.
just Masters of the Universe. And I'll give you an example real quick. Hold on.
Oh, is he going to do some performative dance?
Maybe.
So this is the game that came out in the 80s.
Yeah.
So look, read what it says at the bottom. I love it. It's all right. It says Masters of the
Featuring
Universe.
He-Man.
Featuring He-Man.
Exactly.
Oh crap, He-Man's in this one? Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Well, yeah, I mean,
What a concept.
it's like getting mad watching Lord of the Rings and Frodo's not on the screen in every scene. Like, there's more to this world.
And
why-
especially when people are like, oh, like, this wasn't made for me. This wasn't made for this. Like, is anything really made for like specific people? I think things are made to convey certain messages, sure. But like I made this reference like when people were complaining about the Barbie movie not being made for them. And I'm like, that's your stupid excuse. When I'm like, my favorite franchise is Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship, the 9 of them. They're all men. Like it's clearly like not made for me. Like there's
Right.
other women characters, very few, but they're there, but they're not the main 9. And I'm just like, you can take your excuse and go away.
Yeah.
Because like
Go.
I like, we can like all different types of things that have literally nothing to do with us in our lives. It
Yep.
doesn't matter.
There's a lot of stuff, like I said, with the food. And movies. There's a lot of movies that are like, oh, you're gonna love it. And then I watch it. I'm like, yo, what's all the hype about this movie? I don't dig this, but I'm not gonna go and trash people who do. I'm not a fan of Avatar. When it first came out, it didn't blow me away. I wasn't like, oh, look how great it looks. To me, I've seen other stuff look like that also. So to me, it didn't blow me away. But I didn't go and, yo, you like Avatar? Bro, look at this video game. The graphics are better. You don't know what you're talking about. I didn't like put anybody else down or whatever. It just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
I don't promote stuff I don't like.
Exactly.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not that hard to be a decent human at the end of the day.
Except my family members. I would freaking talk about them, the pain in the assholes. I would talk about them nonstop just to make the point. But,
well, that's therapy. That's different than
Yeah,
complaining
yeah.
about a TV show.
Yeah.
On that note, should we move on to episode 3?
Yes.
Let's do it. Let's enjoy ourselves.
Okay,
one.
so wait.
One.
1. Okay.
Okay. 1,
Go.
2, 3.
Dun, dun.
This is fun.
You got the green smoke, right? That's number 3. More things heaven and Eternia.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then is it this one? No, I think it's the next one.
Why,
oh yeah.
Mom?
The new Revolution look.
Like Mom says, the anger of Revelation still just ticks me off. It's okay not to like something, but raging over it like that is crappy behavior. Criticism should be more objective and at least not rage filled. I always say this is the
100%.
age of rage.
It is.
The
And
age
there
of
was a
rage.
comment earlier from Geek Illustrator Dad, and I mean, he nails it on the head. And that's all it is, really. It's performative outrage. They're not really mad. They're performing because they need content. And the easiest people to make angry are fans of, and so they hide in the fandoms and pretend to be fans just so they can complain and get content.
So I just found out the Stonar, right? With a D.
Yeah.
The guy doing his voice is 2000X He-Man.
Yep, Cam Clark. And that's who you were talking about earlier. He was Leonardo in the 2000 series of Turtles, but you were saying that he does a whole bunch of other roles as well, right?
Yeah, like 34 different roles in that series.
In that one cartoon.
Liquid Snake from Metal Gear Solid.
Yep.
Oh, Leech.
So there's Stondar and then there's Rock On.
Yeah,
right. And there's also
it was the
and there's also who is there's also a female rock person.
Granita,
that's it.
Granita, like Branit.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I think I need them. I was a geology major. I think I'm gonna.
There you go.
Need them.
So I thought this was.
Is it Rock On
because...
Wednesday now?
Yeah, Rock On Wednesday.
Yeah.
I thought this is interesting because Hordak says he never does his own fighting and he hires well, and then proceeds to do all his own fighting from here on out.
I think it's one of those moments in writing where it's like, this really doesn't apply, but it's such a badass line to give him in this moment.
But in all fairness, he didn't know Skeletor was going to betray him.
That's true.
So Skeletor technically at that point works for him.
True.
And maybe that's why he fought him, because he took it personally. It was such a personal.
Or like I got the contract.
Okay, so now where we've got this holographic motherboard and Skeletor, now we need a reissue of the motherboard toy
in
with translucent red. Yep.
Yes. Or just like a mini version.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do another mommy. She's quite large.
She's big.
I like Skeletor. He's like, yeah, we did good.
He comes in like a little kid.
Like a little kid, right? He's like, we did good.
Yeah, he's so proud.
And that's kind of how Rob David described the dynamic between these three villains, is a dysfunctional family where you've got Motherboard as the mother, Hordak as the father, and then Skeletor as kind of the snot-nosed kid.
Was it Martin Short's character in that movie?
Yeah.
Oh, look at the mother part. She's huge.
So good. Yeah.
And her
She's
wings.
massive. Her wings
are.
I don't even have them out all the way on the back.
Nice.
So
That's
cool.
pretty good.
So cool. And I love the little
The tentacles.
the tentacle USB port things.
I'm astounded that they're not like bendy wire.
Wired. Yeah.
They're not? I thought they were. I haven't looked at mine too
No.
closely.
No.
Huh.
But
That
they do
sucks.
have the little that at the end, but you can't bend them, sadly.
Just go through doing a little RoboCop right here.
Yeah.
A little Terminator.
Acolyte. Yeah, I
love
think
this
we
Meg
talked
Foster.
about there's a lot of references to I guess specifically Christianity with them, you know, in taking the little Listerine strip, as I call it.
Yeah, Body of
Later
Christ.
on,
Well,
Body
yeah,
of Christ.
It's very, very communal. Yeah, like
Kevin Smith
Mhm.
grew up a huge Roman Catholic.
yes.
Even in the
Same.
even same here. Even in Revelations, they do the whole praise motherboard, and also with you, they do the stuff that Catholic Christians do in church. The responses.
Well, and even in one of his early commentaries for one of the episodes of Part 1, he talks about how, you know, with Tila being angry and leaving, it's like, well, does she come back to the faith, or does she continue on in her apostasy? That's kind of what the vibe they were going for. You know, so yeah, I mean, it's very much informed by his own experiences with, Catholicism and Christianity. But
I didn't know that.
I do find it interesting in that scene specifically where they're giving him the Listerine strips, where it's very, come get your wafer.
Yeah.
Drink the wine. It's very sacramental.
Yeah, especially because it's 2 parts too. Yeah.
Well, and
Very
even in
sacramental.
Revelation, it was very much intentional with, He-Man is the obvious Christ figure, where he dies and returns, kind of the savior. But even Adam, he's wounded in the side by the spear, like Christ was.
Yeah.
Here's the Shira, right?
The babies. Great
stuff
the
right
babies. Here. A lot of little flashes.
Love the fright zone.
I
love seeing the fright zone.
So in this universe, anybody that touches the Havoc staff gets possessed.
That's kind of what it. Yeah.
In this canon, I guess so.
Yeah.
Or maybe that they touch it and they call the power, right? Or they call the power of the Havoc.
I think what it is it's the Havoc corrupting them. And so depending on, I think, because it obviously affects Tila differently. She takes on kind of a more demonic look. Her face doesn't melt into a skull.
And that's why Lynn doesn't touch it. She uses magic to move it around until she gives it to Tila.
Good call. Good catch. Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, and it's kind of that callback to
it amplifies how evil you are, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess it reads your intentions or something.
Interesting.
You want to pull off your skin.
Yeah.
That reminds me of something else. I can't think of it right now. Something else, maybe in Harry Potter or something. That like it knows your the Sorcerer's Stone. Sorry, not even the Sorcerer's Stone, the Mirror of Erised. Like it'll give you the stone if you're gonna like use it for good intentions.
Right.
Can we also say how Evil Lynn has like the most acrobatic skills out of any character?
Right? Like she's doing that all.
She's jumping off buildings right now. Stone buildings.
I wouldn't be surprised if she's augmenting her abilities with magic while she's doing it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Also, I just realized I need to do that makeup look she has. It's like gold. That's cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I hope we get this figure, this Evelyn.
Yeah, she looks great.
Her headpiece is amazing. It's amazing. I want
coming
that for
soon
me.
from Wonderland.
That like little piece of like see-through cloth on Snakelin, it's kind of like a snake skin.
Yeah. Like a discarded snake skin, like when they shed.
Yeah, exactly.
This is where I said that it behaves like a tail, but then it flows like really beautifully.
Yeah. It's cool.
And I'm just gonna say it because everybody's thinking it, but she's hot, and I love it.
Chef M80 said that
They're all hot.
They're all hot. Everybody in this universe is hot.
Let's be honest. They're all hot.
Let's be honest.
They're like
Keldor.
even Orko's hot.
They're all hot.
I mean, Keldor's hot.
Correct.
Yeah, somebody was calling him. What were they calling him?
Salt and pepper.
Daddy. Sugar Keldor. Daddy Keldor. Something like that.
Well, and in Revelation, they're calling him Daddy Duncan for Man at Arms.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I call him that. I called him that this season too with his like new armor.
Yeah.
We see different things now that we're all grown up, you know?
Yeah. Well, I was watching Seinfeld the other day, and this is something my wife and I often talk about. And there's an episode where Elaine is talking to Jerry, and Jerry doesn't want to admit that a certain man is good looking.
Yeah.
And Elaine's like, it doesn't make you gay to admit that somebody looks good.
Yeah.
And that's a conversation I have with my wife all the time. It's like, yeah, like her like celebrity crush is David Beckham, and he's a good looking dude. I'll admit it.
Yeah. It's like you have eyes, you can see.
Yeah, I have eyes in my head. It doesn't inform my sexuality to appreciate that somebody looks good. You know what I mean? And so I just think it's funny when people get so weird about that kind of stuff. Yeah. It's like, well, I can't say that this character looks hot.
Or if like people are like, oh, my partner can't say that person's attractive. I'm like, why? They're attractive. Right. Like they're attractive. Once again, you have eyes. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Doesn't take away from like your partner's attractiveness.
Exactly.
Like there can't just be one hot person in the world.
And it's the one person that you share living space with.
Yeah.
I don't like the name Skeletech. That I don't like.
You don't like it?
Nah.
What would you call him?
I thought it would be okay as a joke. The joke felt fine. He-Man making fun of him. That's perfect. But then, like, when you watch with the subtitles, they keep it so it's official.
Yeah.
Well,
and it's also interesting because on the toy packaging, he's just called Skeletor.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. Okay, so I'm right. But when you watch it with the subtitles,
it is strange. Yeah, I think you're right. And here comes Ted.
Yeah, and the Cadillac or whatever it is in the background.
The Cadillac.
I still say the bald doctor is Lubbock.
Ooh, Mendor.
Mendor is Lubbock. I still say Mendor is Lubbock.
His little hobbit door.
This was cool. I'm so excited. I'm going real quick. I'm going to Richmond Galaxy Con, and Dolph Lundgren is going to be there. Speaking of the movie, yeah.
Great.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I'm getting there super early. I got my press pass and everything. So
that's awesome, man. That'll be fun.
Love.
Is it true in He-Man you pulled out the sword? I don't punch me in the face.
I love Gwildors. I don't like adventures. I'm like, oh, okay, so you're Bilbo. Got it.
Yeah.
Well, I love how they made that movie fit into the general canon.
Yes.
Yep, it's canon.
That's the first thing I told Colt. I said the first thing I loved about this is that everything is canon. Everything.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's very celebratory of the fandom, is it not?
Yeah.
Exactly. That way you don't have to be like, that didn't happen in Filmation. That ain't, and the one person that only loves the movie,
and that kind of goes back to what we were talking about. If you're not enjoying these little moments like this and you're getting mad about it, then I don't think you know how to have fun.
Yeah.
Like
exactly.
why would this make you mad to celebrate these things and to have these callbacks?
Because it's not the same the way it was in 1984.
Well,
I got annoyed because I wanted to see Andra with this helmet on. She carries it through multiple episodes.
Yeah, but she never wears it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Hopefully her toy comes with it.
Do you know how long it took her to get her hair perfect? I mean, she's not going to ruin it with the helmet.
She's got the little like Elvis curls.
The helmet has an open top. The hair's going to come right out.
For her hair to
I think it would be awesome if I think it would be a great look, but she doesn't put it on. I was going to say also, I love that Gwildor just pushes all of Orko's buttons simply by existing.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But it was Griffin, right? said that we know why they hate each other. It's because basically Wilder was the stand-in for Orko in the movie, right? So this is this rivalry that only exists in the minds of the fans, but we got it instantly.
Exactly. Correct, and it's this idea that Orko knows that this is the character who could replace him, who did replace him in the movie. And so it's like this meta animosity between them from the start.
It's like a fourth wall inside fan joke.
Yeah. Love it.
There are many jokes like that throughout the series. There are many winks to the fans.
Yeah. Indeed.
I love coming up now. I love that we see He-Man finally in the battle armor.
Oh, right.
But I wish we would have had it longer.
I wanted a little more of it.
Yeah.
I will tell you guys that figure, the battle armor figure for Revolution, is easily the best He-Man figure in this line. The head sculpt is perfect.
They finally got the face right.
They finally got the face right, and it looks really good.
I love.
Damn, I was gonna pass on that one because I'm like, I don't know if I need that one. I've got because there's the new Eternia battle armor.
Yeah, there's the new Eternia. This one's so much better though. Like even the plastic gray has a metallic shine look to it, whereas the new Eternia is kind of a flat gray. And battle armor He-Man is my favorite He-Man variant, and this is one of the best ones they've ever done, in my opinion.
Everybody out there in YouTube land, you see Colt behind Colt, a lot of stuff, right? He don't need it. See nothing. So anything you want to send over,
send it to George.
Any extra toy, like you got laying around, you're not interested in, I won't charge anyone for the storage, but you got to ship it to me for free. Okay.
I love Lion Mom's comment. I loved when Lynn called Tila a bait and switch way to reclaim the humor of the show and laugh at the rage face. Yeah, I enjoyed that as well.
So
another fourth wall fan.
Tell me when we I don't want to say it on air, but when we end the stream, everybody stick around and I'll tell you a little bit, give you some more inside info on these jokes at the expense of haters.
Sounds good.
I just don't want to say it out loud on air.
Yep.
We'll talk.
Also love this Man-at-Arm outfit.
You got
love
clips
the green.
from season 3 now. Season 3.
That was nice. That was like a Mortal Kombat.
Cool. When I was trying to get it to work when we were talking about their voices, like back in the day, it was always like, He-Man. Everything was an echo.
Nice. Yeah, it worked that time. It sounded like a Mortal Kombat, the announcer.
Finish
round 1. Fight.
Orko. Brutal.
Okay, so
victory.
That's it.
Speaking of Mortal Kombat, we have the Injustice series, which is made by the same game developers, but it's in the DC universe. It's it's the fighter with like Superman and Batman and stuff. Oh, I love Katana.
Is
that a custom?
Katana.
I love it.
Oh, that's cool.
Awesome.
Wow. No, seriously.
Tila is Katana. I did Evelyn as Melina, and then they're not here. They're in the other room, but I did a Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Noob Saibot, Smoke.
Love it.
Reptile. And I'm working on the Cyborg Ninjas and a Jax. I need to do a Jade too.
I want pictures.
What are you using?
I have pictures.
What molds are you using? Like what brand are you using for
Origins.
them?
Here, I'll go grab them. I'll be right back.
Okay. No, but so like the Injustice games, the official way that storyline ends with like the Dark Superman and everything, the comics continue the story after the end of Injustice 2, and it's literally it's a He-Man crossover. Batman goes to Eternia and recruits He-Man to come fight Superman.
That's the one you see him in the streets of Metropolis with a hoodie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember reading that. He's got a actually He-Man's walking around Metropolis. He's got a hoodie on and he's trying to find the
he's disguised by Orko's magic, so it's Orko's version of what he thinks an Earth disguise should look like. So He-Man looks like a hippie with like a pink hoodie.
Yeah.
And it's got like a big peace sign on it, and it's fantastic. But if they make Injustice 3, if they make the video game, I really hope and
Colt,
get some
stop.
He-Man figures.
Just stop. Because I know exactly what you're talking about, and I just watched
No. I want to talk.
Because I need that like now.
Right?
I just finished watching the Justice animated one the other day.
It's great.
Yeah, so it's fresh in my mind. So you
Yeah.
saying all that, yeah.
I'm gonna go grab it off my shelf.
How? So I guess this is because Tila's not at Castle Grayskull. Motherboard was able to get in there real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there was that magical barrier that she had, and Motherboard.
And I love that she's
broke through
totally has Screech. 100%
Yeah.
Screech. Like, I always thought, her look was definitely inspired by Screech, but it was really cool to see her in that form.
Also, that writing is very Lord of the Rings-esque.
You don't think this is too quick of a change? That all she had to do is just walk in. That's in. It's all transformed.
We don't know much about her. We don't know what her power set is, so
that's what I'm saying.
It's
like
plausible.
That kind of bothered me. I'm like, it's been there for 1,000 years. It was like a 2-minute fight, and she just walks in. It's like, yeah, it's all digital now. Like there's like no spells in there to protect it or something.
And this mural coming up that gets transformed is also very reminiscent of Breath of the Wild.
That's a Colt right there.
There we go.
Nice.
So it's officially part of the Injustice story that they bring He-Man into it. And so I want to see He-Man and Skeletor in the game.
I really like it's about to happen, that since Motherboard is taking over the Castle Grayskull, that's when He-Man no longer has like access to the power that his skull
shut off the Wi-Fi.
Transforms back to Adam.
Yeah.
Wi-Fi is shut down.
Yeah, they changed the Wi-Fi password at Castle Grayskull.
Oh man.
And there's the Horde.
Love it.
There they are.
I do wish that the toy for Keldor would have come with this glider that he's got. That would have been rad.
Hoverboard thing.
Mm-hmm.
In the original line, they sold like separate packages of armory, right? At least once.
Yeah, the armor packs.
So maybe they should do something like this. Yes, maybe they should do this for Masterverse with little trinkets from here and there that they did not include with the figures, so that we can get them.
That'd be great.
Exactly like it.
I'm always down for accessories.
Yeah, give us accessory packs.
There you go. Here's where they cut the Wi-Fi.
Good accessorizing.
So
this expanded look is so cool.
Did you just
and that also most churches have the cross and Jesus in the front of them like that. So that was another thing.
Yeah.
It also feels very Ghost in the Shell. I don't know that franchise at all, but
definitely some Ghost in the
Shell. And also the robots. Yeah, and the robots, the mechas from the beginning, from like episode 2, I immediately thought Evangelion, like Neon Genesis Evangelion, Evangelion. I don't know how to pronounce
Evangelion. Yeah.
Yeah, that one. That was my first thought. So they're taking a lot from anime.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good because that way they can bring in the anime people. Into this. People who like anime art, they'll be like, "Oh, let me check out this, He-Man thing that looks like stuff I like already."
Yeah, but it's not completely anime. It's its own thing, and that's what I really like. That it's still not full anime. It has some
flavor.
Hints. Yeah, but it's its own way. It's its own thing, and I like that very much. Look at the color scheme.
I'm going to answer Kushida Tim here.
See what you started?
I know. I started. They say don't tease us like that. Spill the tea. I can't tell you. I can't say it on air exactly what was said, but it involved a joke that was cut from Revolution.
Your mama joke.
But it had to do with some very.
No, don't say it. Don't say it. Don't spill it.
Yeah.
Oops! I knocked it over. It's spilled all over my.
I might know. I might know what you're talking about.
Circus water animals.
Yes. So that's all I can say.
Okay. We'll leave it at that. Oh, that was the end of the episode. Where are you guys at? I want to be sure.
Almost done.
Just revealed himself. He's saying,
Yeah, he
Thirty
just revealed
seconds left.
himself.
I'm ahead of you guys. What the hell?
You gotta hit start at 0.
I'm already watching
You're
Full
prob-
House.
Yeah, mine is on.
All right,
You
90
might
seconds.
like Fuller House.
Now,
No.
now it's done.
Okay, so
All right,
for
I
everybody
saved
out
this
there,
till after the episode.
Should we run?
okay, awesome.
Should we jump right into? Look at that.
And his
All
Are
the
we showing
masking
up for
comes out.
customs? I'm gonna get mine.
Nice.
Yeah, go
Look at
go
that.
get your
Oh,
customs,
wow.
Maria. I love your customs.
and I've got he's got his spear.
A little.
Awesome.
Get over here.
And then reptile also. Oh, his head just fell off.
Fell down.
Also, I have been drinking and eating pickles this whole time, if anyone was wondering.
Pickle.
It's breakfast of
Awesome.
champions.
His mempo is
Love
stuck
it.
to his face, but that's the snake, the classic Snake Man at Arms face.
Oh, okay.
Under
Yeah,
there.
That's cool.
yeah. That's
but
cool.
his mempo has stuck to his face, and then so this body was a Skeletor body, and obviously so was
Scorpion.
Scorpion. Sub-Zero was He-Man,
Okay.
Nice. That's awesome.
and I took the Savage Funko Savage Mr. Freeze accessories for him.
Yep. That's awesome. What you
And
could do, you could use the Masterverse New Eternia Battle Armor He-Man head sculpt, so you have the scar for Sub-Zero.
And then Noobs I bought.
Those are awesome, man. And Smoke.
And Smoke.
Man, I
And
love
those
Mortal
two
Kombat.
are just these two are just Ninja repaints.
Love it.
Anything we want to talk about episode 3 before getting into episode 4?
We're gonna look at Maria's gonna show off her customs real quick
Yeah.
for us,
Okay,
and then
this is
then we can talk.
Prince Adam from a candle.
Aww.
I don't know. Here you can see it. All of this,
Cool.
and then
You
I got
made the
Princess
outfit yourself?
Stila.
You made that outfit yourself, the vest?
Yes, everything. Yeah,
So cool.
from scratch. From scratch,
Oh,
everything.
Mija. I think I'm gonna be ordering from you.
It took
Yeah.
me a long
Very
while,
So good.
but I'm very, very pleased with the result. And then I have Princess Stila, which we won't see on Revelation. But this is a crown that my little girl made for me out of paper. So
That's cute.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Show the boots that you made.
Oh, he said,
Yeah.
"Boo." Oh, my bad. I was like, damn.
Show the
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, that's like
Love.
gladiator boots. The feet
Mhm.
are so tiny, but that's what I did for her.
Yeah,
And
That's how you women don't run away from men back then. That was
You know, there's a
Look.
theory of that's why heels were made.
really.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
this
cool.
is
Ooh, that's cool.
county out
I
there
love that one.
outfit or whatever. That's cool. Yeah.
Love it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
so
awesome.
You do
very
such
cute.
a good job, Maria.
Thank you.
Mm.
I had so much fun doing those.
So much talent.
The most
Yeah.
I've done for a custom, I took Savage He-Man, how he has the long blonde hair.
Uh-huh.
I painted the hair black and I put this like a little black twist tie around his neck, and I was like Tarzan. That's the most. And I knocked the paint all over the place. Don't tell me that was a
Hi,
toy you turned into a
Vlad.
cat.
There's
Done.
the
We're
kitty.
joined by Vlad.
Cat tax.
Cat
Love
tax,
it.
yeah. Gotta pay the cat
He's
tax.
recovering. He had all but 4 teeth extracted on Tuesday.
Oh,
Oh.
man.
He's toothless.
My dog,
Pretty.
my dog had that too extracted like 2 weeks ago.
My dog had
Now I'm
his
broke.
leg extracted over the summer.
Oh,
Oh no.
He broke his leg really
Some-
bad, and we had to amputate. So now
Oh.
he's a tripod
Oh.
running around.
Oh, he's a tripod.
He's so
Love.
sweet, though. He's a sweetheart.
Aw,
Maria's
Vlad.
like, I got
I know.
know.
I was making the joke with Johnny. I'm like, my mom's missing 4 teeth. Combined, they can make a whole set.
I've been calling him both Toothless and Fang.
Love it.
Aw. Hey, Vlad.
They
Good
gave my
boy.
dog. She prescribed so many pain meds and antibiotics. I think my dog, and because the way I feed it to her, I put in a little cheese, piece of slice of cheese. That's the only way she could take it. I think my dog is addicted because every 12 hours she's barking at me, and she's at the cupboard where I keep the treats and stuff and the pills, and she's like, bah, 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 bah. I'm like, you need to go out. Bah, bah, bah. She's like, what's wrong with you? She's literally like jonesing and stuff. But
that's funny.
gotta wean
Does
her
she
off.
not like pill pockets? Have you tried those?
I don't know that drug term.
Yeah,
Oh
pill
no,
pockets
it's a
are-
dog
they're-
thing.
Yeah,
It's a
don't know
dog
that
and
hip
cat
West
thing.
Coast talk.
No. It's a dog treat. Well, I take care of animals for a living, so
Oh, okay.
it's like literally it kind of looks like a Rolo with the top taken out, and so you put the pill in it, and then you mash the treat around it, and you give it to them, so it's like a treat. So they have
I know
no
what you're saying.
idea.
I got you. Yeah.
There
No,
are some dogs though have gotten smart that will eat around it and then spit the pill out.
that's how she is. So I know now with the cheese, because the cheese actually melts around it.
Hi.
The sliced cheese melts around the pill. So it's like all the tricks and trade. Hey, welcome
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
YouTube
It's the
show.
same. It's the same concept.
We got dogs.
Yeah.
And pets.
Gus came in for a visit.
Oh,
Hi,
Here's
baby.
Gus.
Hey,
You
Gus,
see everybody?
Australian Shepherd.
Australian Shepherd with
Yeah,
blue eyes.
so pretty.
He's very
Bless,
pretty.
bless.
He's a big sweetheart, aren't you?
How old is he?
He is 2 years old.
Oh, he's a
We-
baby.
puppy.
Yeah, we got him as a rescue dog from some people that my wife worked with. They
Mhm,
already had like multiple dogs and they just didn't have the space.
mhm.
And I had just lost my beagle that I had had for a while, and so I was pretty sad and down in the dumps.
Yeah.
And so my wife brought Gus home for us so he could live on the farm.
Chef
That's
Matey.
cute.
Dogs and cats.
Dogs and
streaming
cats
together.
streaming
Mass
together.
hysteria.
Mass hysteria.
Yep.
yeah.
All
This is
right.
history, Vlad.
Aw. Vlad is just chilling hard.
He's hungry, so as soon as we start the next episode, I gotta go feed him.
Okay.
Okay.
Do we want to say anything about the previous episode? I'll say it again. I love Tila and Lynn's interaction. Tila's hot.
Mhm.
Lynn's hot. Everyone's hot.
Yep. Everyone's hot.
Yeah, to me, the biggest highlight was the battle armor.
Yeah.
And him with the axe.
Yep. Love seeing the axe.
Finally get to see him use the axe and about
Yeah, it's always cool to see the axe like actually get used in animation because it gets like ignored a lot, but it's always come with the figure. Like the axe
And the
to me is
shield.
just as iconic as the power sword. Yeah, and the shield.
We've never seen him. I don't think we've ever seen him use the shield.
There was an episode of 2000X where he
I was gonna
uses the
say-
shield.
I feel like 2000X had the shield, but
Yeah. He uses the shield in one episode of 2000X.
Yes.
But yeah, that's it. I wish we'd see
Mhm.
more of it. But definitely seeing the
The
battle
girls,
armor
the
animated.
girls get all these accessories. Why can't the guys get accessories? Seriously.
I know. But we definitely see, seeing the
Say
battle
hi,
armor was
Vlad.
a highlight. Seeing the snake armor in animated form was definitely a
Thousand
highlight
yards
for
stare.
me. So lay down.
Yeah.
Good boy.
We're doing 3.
Okay.
What are we on?
Did
4?
you hit
We are
play
four.
for 4?
I-
Go to 0.
Oh,
Make sure you're at 0.
Where am I at?
Tell us when to go, Colt.
Okay, I'm trying to get mine for some reason.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not switching over.
Okay. I was on episode 1, episode 2 for some reason. Let me.
Why am I watching Fuller House?
yeah.
Good question.
I got to
Okay.
think. Jimmy Gibbler.
Let me
Okay.
know when you guys are ready.
No, I
Yeah.
know.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Episode 4.
All right. I got the end, right? Da-dum. We're all singing
Yep.
Done.
the lone. There we go. Netflix series. A Mattel television production. Masters of the Universe.
Oh, that sounds
I think
cool.
I've
Oh.
opened a can of worms.
One per episode. I get 3
Motherboard
per episode.
Intro. Very cool. The Dogs of War.
Can you imagine how awesome a cyber motherboard Castle Grayskull would be?
It's pretty cool. I think like the wings are cool. Like I get the horde wings, but at the same time, I feel like it would look better without them. Like it almost kind of makes it look cheesy in a way.
Yeah.
I still love the like color and the design.
Just without
Like
the
two
wings,
little
maybe.
little wings.
Yeah. Yeah, you can take them off if you want to.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. Is this the same where Skeletor keeps Adam? Is it the same room that appeared in Revelation when they are discussing to be like foreman? When they're discussing to fight
To work
Evil together?
No,
Yeah,
that was
that
in
was
I
at
think.
Point
The
Dread.
control
That was
room?
at
that was
Point
in
Dread.
Point Dread.
Yeah,
This
right.
is the
Yeah,
this
because
is the
it seems a bit
these are the royal dungeons in the palace.
of the palace.
Which I got confused because at the end of last episode they're
They
at
were in
Grayskull.
Castle. Yeah.
Yeah, so when it started, I was like, that doesn't look like Grayskull.
And I think this plays into more of, kind of what George was saying about Skeletor's inner turmoil stuff going on with Keldor. I think he brings Adam to the royal dungeon as a show of power. You know,
this is where it all clicked for me, Colt. When I was watching it, and I was like, when with him and Keldor talking to each other, and this whole thing, he goes, "Hell, I didn't even know." I'm like, "Did you know?"
Yeah,
so good. Like, "Hell, I didn't even know."
Yep.
But
I'm picking up the audio.
Picking up some audio.
The audio?
Yeah.
I'm not hearing anything.
Mine's at 0.
Mine's at 0 too. So
mine's at 0. Johnny's muted.
George,
hold on, let me reach out.
it's just that I don't want to get copyright strike and get
copyright
this.
strike. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear just like background noises, but not the show.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just background noise.
Nothing's happening here.
Do you hear it, or is it just me?
I hear whatever's going on in your background, Maria, but not the show.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
And I just
oh no, you're fine. That's what I'm saying. It's just like normal background noises.
Okay.
Daily life.
Daily life happening.
Exactly.
Breathing.
Yeah.
I just lowered just to be safe. I just lowered the volume completely.
Okay.
Even though I know it wasn't me.
I love the Horde Troopers. Do you guys? I do find it interesting that He-Man and Hordak never interact in this series.
Correct, right? They never even see each other.
They never, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They see each other because Hordak's sitting on the throne of Grayskull when Adam is brought in.
Correct.
But they don't talk to each other. There's no dialogue between them or anything. I thought that was interesting. So hopefully if we get a season 3, we get to see Adam beating up Hordak.
Hashtag more Motu. Hashtag more Motu.
Hashtag more Motu.
Snoochie boochies.
Also, you gotta make sure if you're on Netflix right now to hit that love button on there because that matters.
or the double thumbs up, depending on what your
that's the love.
is.
It's like and then love is the 2.
Yeah, so
thumbs up.
Do the 2.
Yeah. Whenever people ask, "Oh, are we getting a season 3?" and I was like, "Go watch Revolution again and recommend it to friends and give it a 2 thumbs up." That's how we brought about season 2. So we can do it again.
What's got 2 thumbs up and what's got 2 thumbs and loves Motu?
There you go.
So there's a part coming up here where they're in the streets of Eternos and they're, fighting against the brainwashed citizens. And they're talking about how they don't want to fight them. They want to protect their friends and neighbors. And then in the background, it's got Leva Lynn just magicking a person through a portal. And then the portal opens up like above the city and they just drop. It's like, I don't think Evil Lynn's trying very hard.
Evil Lynn is Evil Linen.
What? Real quick, one thing I loved about Revelation, the first scene with He-Man and Castle Grayskull, the first episode, them fighting each other. The trick Skeletor was using to fight He-Man. Oh, come on, man! I was like, that was
the portals.
The portals, the big fist coming through, everything.
Fire coming out of the Havoc staff.
Yeah.
And then even toward the end where he makes like the scythe out of the Havoc staff. It's so good. And then Goblin just catches it between her fingers and shatters it.
Yep.
All that. All that effort.
Bully.
Badass.
You're a bully.
She's so mean.
So mean. Do the dishes, okay.
She can be mean to me. I don't mind.
Oh, cringer. They're technovirus.
So real quick, Colt knows. I did a audio drama, fan audio drama. So the guy that was doing my cringer voice, so I have his tapes of him recording his voice. It's cringer, and I can hear him screwing up and doing his outtakes. Basically, it's his outtakes in between takes and everything. And I forgot to take it off my phone when I was done mixing and everything. So when I'm listening to my playlist and it played, and all I heard for 5 minutes was like, oh, He-Man, like doing his lines and everything. But so every time I think of Cringer, that's all I know. You guys haven't heard it, but imagine Cringer just stuttering for 5 minutes and then cursing, like
That's
trying to get
awesome.
line out.
I do love how Adam puts his hand on Cringer. I'm like, oh, so relatable when someone has a pet, needs some emotional support. Very cute. Very cute.
I love it.
They also elaborated on their relationship in this series, right? How they are. There's this companionship between Adam and Cringer.
Yeah. Well, and there's that moment earlier where he tells him, you know, you'll be surprised to hear it, but yeah, I love being your battle cat.
No, Colt, you were too manly. It's more like I've always loved being your battle cat.
Sorry. I loved being.
I don't think he said it. I don't think he said it like that. I feel like it was more.
I think it was just more Steven Roots. Basic.
The only thing missing were the glasses from Office Space.
It's Milton.
Yeah, I got Battle Cat with big old.
And I didn't get a piece of cake, and I want my stapler.
Yeah, but I love being your Battle Cat. I love this. I love Keldor talking, and it's William Shatner. Man, he's so evil.
And this is simple. And when I was talking with Ted, you know, we talked about this scene and the later scene where he has the head in the box, but this is when I first saw this, it reminded me of Fight Club. All the Brad Pitt and Edward Norton interplay, you know, so good.
Yeah, and especially because the shot fades into the box.
The box.
Yep. It's very much
he got it gift wrapped.
Did Skeletor gift wrap that box himself? That's all.
I mean, with the technology, he can just like tech a box. Right?
Well, and I like that even the ribbons are techno ribbons.
People talking about woke and the monarchy's dead and this. I just want to know who gift wrapped that box. I want to see Skeletor going.
The behind the scenes of him gift wrapping.
Yeah, imagine like there's just Skelly wrapping the box and him trying to get the bow right.
But his big Havoc staff arm is in the way.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. He's like,
he's just got tape and stuff wrapped all around him.
So funny.
What you doing?
So good.
Oh, He-Man.
He probably made Triclops do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I hope we get this Keldor.
All this series.
Yeah, young Keldor.
Long hair.
This would be
long hair Keldor.
This would be a good 2-pack. Get young Keldor, but in like the Horde armor, the Acolyte armor, but as Keldor, and then this classic Hordak. And they could even throw in an alternate melting head for the Skeletor transition. That'd be a rad 2-pack.
You know, I want to try some pigments on Kendall, so if the right Kendall comes my way, I might try to make a custom Keldor.
What's in the box?
But I don't know what pigment to use, because I don't want to paint over it, because it gets like too plasticky, but maybe I will figure out. I mean, if I ever find a Ken that
I wonder, do they have Avatar Barbies? So you can get the blue skin?
Probably. But that would be very pricey for me to make a custom.
True.
Yeah. Because I have a Legolas. I had this idea to to use my Legolas Kindle, which I love, to be movie He-Man, but then I found the perfect Ken with a mullet, and I'm gonna be using that one.
Let me ask you this:
the mullet of power.
Skeletor, in Revelation, Skeletor says, "Let this be our final battle."
Yeah.
Does you think he gets that because he heard that from Hordak? Because Hordak says it in this.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know.
It's the same exact line, right? Let this be our final battle.
Yeah.
Because Hordak just says
it.
And it's also a callback to the movie when Skeletor says it in that their fight scene in the movie.
The Alpha and the Omega.
Yeah. Let this be our final battle.
I love how they just put a straight up ankle bracelet.
Yeah. She's under house arrest.
Yeah.
She's from that part of Eternia.
Exactly. You can take the
from the wrong side of the river.
Yeah.
you can take the queen out of the trailer park, but you can't take the trailer park out of the queen.
Yeah. The queen said, "Y'all, what does that mean?"
What?
We know Randor was.
It's just shoots
I do love Marlena, because in the Injustice comics, there's a part where Marlena's talking with Prince Adam, and she talks about her time on Earth and spring break going to Fort Lauderdale. And it's really funny. And Adam's like, I don't think I want to hear this story.
So Adam, much to unpack there.
Exactly. Marlena was
Girls Gone Wild. Oh, Adam,
exactly.
It was just a VHS tape.
That's
wow,
right.
That was a hell of a thing to come back to.
Welcome back.
Marlena at Fort Lauderdale.
Spring break.
Let me tell you something real quick. I didn't know this, but when we're on Facebook, it's got captions on the right away. We're on Facebook. If you're watching us through Facebook, you can see us with subtitles. Nice. I didn't know Facebook had this feature, but it's very nice. So I wanted to let you know.
Read it. Read this. Read this. Homework. I was actually rooting for Skeletor.
That's so good.
Yeah, I was rooting
this
for.
Battle is cool.
I was rooting for Skeletor on this.
All the tech changes they have.
And I love that he turns into a rocket. The old Filmation.
Yes. Callback. They threw that.
Oh,
the snort.
The snort. Yep.
Yeah. That was
they
pretty
got
cool.
The snort. He turns into a rocket. So good.
Yeah, I'm not happy to see the castle,
awesome.
the palace being trashed.
I know.
Sorry. I don't like
destroyed.
that.
Is this where Skeletor says, "This is Eternia, baby," or something like that?
Yeah, what does he say? I think that's later.
This is Eternia.
I think that's later when they're in front of Castle Grayskull, right before he kills him.
Correct. Yeah.
Hordak making it look easy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was cool.
Geek Illustrated Dad, Rocket Hordak is the best. Yeah.
Hard eyes.
Hard eyes.
This was something I asked too during our coverage. So this fright zone, is this Eternia, or is the fright zone here Etheria?
So I think that's something that has never. I think it's on Etheria. I don't know if it's ever specified anywhere that the Fright Zone playset is on Etheria, but we've seen the Fright Zone in the She-Ra mini comic that came with the new Origins figures, where she's being pursued by Grizzlor through the Fright Zone as part of her training. And so the assumption would be that it is on Etheria. That's my best guess.
The shield Hordak creates right now looks just like I'm looking at a Stinkor shield, like the Motsu shields. They have the little dots.
Yeah, the same one that comes with Tila too, the classic Tila.
Yeah.
So they're getting their toy reuse in. Hungus.
Yeah, this is good stuff, man.
Yeah.
It's a shame they had to shorten it, but it was still good. You know what I'm saying? Because once it was over, you're like, man, you know.
Well, you're supposed to leave everybody wanting more, right? And I think they certainly did.
I think they did, definitely.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. Indeed.
Yeah, but you talking me and Colt, where we're like, we'll watch the trailer.
I'll watch it. I'm just gonna keep watching, and then we'll get more, and I'll keep watching.
This is called Dad at Arms. I haven't showered in 38 days. Keeping Motu alive. More hashtag more Motu.
That's right.
Ted said,
I'm in the trenches.
Yeah.
If you want more, go in and click that double thumbs up in Netflix. They'll love this.
You weren't here when we just talked about that as well.
Oh, I was not. Sorry.
but it's worth the reminder. So for everybody, so for everybody at home, definitely, if you want more, you need to click the love double thumbs up icon on Netflix.
Share the love.
They did say too, and if you mentioned this, I apologize, but they did say too that Revolution stayed in the top 10 longer than Revelation did.
Yeah,
there you go.
That's good. And it's been better reviewed on both critically and audience reviews, so that's good. So we'll see. I'm hopeful.
Iron Man, Skelly.
Rocket Hordak.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
I know, he's like half little.
He didn't lose. He strategically retreated.
Yeah, I mean, spoiler alert, but he's in a Bacta tank at the end.
Yep. He's alive.
Take it. Unlock your destiny. Good stuff, man. I like that the red belt.
Mm-hmm. And for for a He-Man cartoon, that's pretty gory.
Yeah.
Gruesome, yeah.
I love it. And there's a part later here too where he's transforming one of these citizens and they're like becoming skeletal. That's pretty intense too.
Who would have thought putting eyeballs in the eye sockets of Castle Grayskull would be so freaking disturbing?
Right?
Right.
Johnny, I didn't notice that until now.
That's awesome.
I love
do you think that green shield is the same design, George?
Say again?
Do you think that green shield is the same design as Hordak's red shield that we were just talking about?
Oh, I saw at the back of it, but I don't know. Who knows?
Probably.
Maybe. Probably because they're both using this. It's not, the whole thing is that they're both equally matched right now.
Yeah, he's using Hordak's tricks against him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is.
I do love this galaxy effect. It's so cool looking.
Yeah.
The disco Skelly look.
Yep.
Very
cool. Lion Mom says that the whole conversation with Adam confused about why Tila is green is so funny. It's not easy being green.
Yeah.
And I love that scene because, as I've said, Tila looks very hot in her snake armor. And you can see on Adam's face that he's a little bit bashful.
Yeah,
in that moment. And I think it's cute.
Yeah. Indeed. Yeah, these flashes to Randor, very interesting. Good. Or Miro, sorry.
Got him.
Got him. You're dead. And he did the twist.
He twists the blade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's brutal.
Lightsaber.
Yeah.
Green lightsaber, that's it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and this part's so good.
So did anybody think that she was going back to her old ways?
Scarlet Witches.
When she first showed up?
I didn't.
No.
As soon as I saw the magic she was doing, I knew she didn't. But when she shows up and says, "Hello, darling," I was like, "Oh no!" I was like, "Don't."
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like another one time.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think she was.
I'm glad she didn't.
Yeah, I think the only time is when she came back with the staff and she was still holding on to it for a second. That's when I was like, maybe, but not in this scene.
Not in this scene.
This is when Skeletor finally turns into Mega Man.
The Mega Man boss.
Megastore. Was it Megator?
Megatron.
Megastar.
It's just all cannons. He will be.
I'm a beat.
I'm a beat.
More real blast.
Pew pew cowboy man.
Snout spout.
AKA the original Squirtor.
You know what? That scene at the end, the final episode. Come on, Snout spout. What are you doing? You're power washing the monster?
Yeah.
Would you like some? Would you like me to hit the tires, senor? It's like, come on.
I think that's so cool how she uses both the staff of Zor and the staff of Ka. It just looks so rad.
Here's
Here we go. Here comes Adam.
Here we go. Hulkbuster.
I don't like
the Iron
Man
landing.
There he is. Also, totally pulled, what his dad did at the beginning of the season. Nice little touch.
I love that. Just crushes it.
You turn yourself green for my dad?
It's like
they're
skipping
fighting
ahead
together.
10 steps.
Yeah, they're fighting together, and I love it.
And also, especially compared to like that green, it's more of like a teal green that she is, like a turquoise teal green.
Oh, but he's making those eyes. He's like completely in love. Oh my god.
I love it.
Like,
yeah,
all dreamy
this part
in the middle of a battle.
Eyes up here.
So this is where you thought she might.
Adam.
My eyes are up here.
Synthesize both magic and technology. Yeah, I need to do that gold makeup look now.
So this Skeletor is more powerful than He-Man Skeletor? Skull God?
I don't know.
I think so, because that's just magic, and this is magic and technology.
Yeah. and then the only way He-Man beats him is with
Is by upgrading his
sword. Yeah.
Yep. That's true.
True that. So.
All right, here
Oh,
she
the
goes.
moment of truth. We're all like holding our breath.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try really hard not to get teary-eyed again. I haven't been able to do it every time watching this.
Well, that's technically at the beginning of the next episode.
Yeah. That's where it starts to get me in my feelings.
Cool. Yeah, that like pink magenta hair is so cool.
Yeah, it's rad.
And then
mix
just like
of Krita and 2000X Evelyn.
I'm just looking at myself on the screen, and I'm like,
like that power burst. Oh, so cool. Yeah. So many cool visuals. Like vortex.
Yeah, not even Evelyn can help her at this moment. So much power. And we all hope we get this Tila.
How about Tila? With the 3 heads all sticking up. Or in between transformations.
Hey, we've got one more episode to go, guys.
Nice, good stuff, man.
All right.
To 0.
All right, pausing at 0.
Anybody need a coffee refill or anything?
Yeah, you mind talk it up for a couple? Oh, you can start without me. That's fine. Just let me know. I'll push play. Oh yeah, there's Casa Grayskull with the eyes.
Yeah,
that's creepy. Stop. Pause. Sorry.
You gotta go back to 0.
I got it right at the end.
Next. Okay, episode 5. Wait. Here you go, Maria. This message is for you.
Here you go, Maria. This message is for you. Here you go, Maria. This message is for you. Here you go, Maria. This message is for you. Here you go, Maria. This message is for you. Here you go, Maria. This message is for you. Here you go, Maria. This message is for you. Here you go, Maria. This message is for you. Here you go, Maria. This message is for you. Here you go, Maria. This message is for you. Here you go, Maria. This message is for you. Here you go, Maria. This message is for you. Here you go, Maria. This message is for you. Here you go, Maria. This message is for you. Here you go, Maria. This message is for you. Here you go, Maria. This message is for you. Here you go, Maria. This message is for you. Here you go, Maria. This message is for you. Here you go, Maria. This message is for you. Here you go, Maria. This message is for you. Here you go, Maria. This mess Just an FYI, but the original G.I. Joe toys were 12 inches tall and had interchangeable clothes like Barbie and Ken dolls.
Wow, I didn't know
So
that.
maybe that could help with some customs.
Yes,
I'm gonna
because
look it.
now you're
look
going
it
to
up.
be ordering toys to Mexico that were made in the 60s. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
They did
Yeah.
a small. They did a small
You can't get the
run
new
of,
stuff. Now you're going to be getting stuff from the 60s to Mexico.
They did a small run of 12-inch Joes in the 90s too. Like they
They
had
did.
12-inch
True that. Yeah.
Gung
My
Ho and
dad
Cobra
has one.
Commander and Snake Eyes, and I don't remember who else. Duke maybe.
And some of the Star Wars, right? They remade the 70s 12-inch ones in the 90s for the Star Wars guys too.
I have the Star Trek
Okay.
Barbie and Ken.
Nerd.
Oh, wow. They have made many beautiful things.
Oh my God, you like Star Trek? I'm cool.
Yeah,
with Barbie
that's
and
like
Ken, but
literally the premise of our entire channel was
Yeah.
to start it because of Trek.
sorry,
Because I had never watched any of
I'm trying
it,
to
but
boost. I'm trying to boost
Johnny.
my ratings with Rage. Oh my God, I'm cool with Barbie and Ken, but Star Trek's just trying to change my mind with their inclusiveness.
How dare they?
How dare they?
Mhm.
This
Which
is
is
new
funny.
to me. This wasn't around
Me and-
in 50, 60 years already.
Yeah,
The first
really.
on-screen interracial kiss is now woke.
Mhm.
Now they're woke, but they weren't woke when Captain Kirk was like dun 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 dun.
Mhm.
Literally, we have a thing where Kirk will either fight, be shirtless, do an awkward hug with someone, or make out with someone every episode. One of those four things always happens.
Yep.
It's
And I
Sounds
love
like
it.
funny.
His makeout
Sounds like
scene is like they owe him money or something. Like he's giving him in a headlock. He's like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he smush his face. That's what I
Yeah,
say to Johnny. They like smush face and they do a lot of turning of the heads.
God bless William Shatner.
The
He's
four
going to be at
pillars
the
of
Richmond
Captain
Con
Kirk.
too. I can't wait to try to ask him a couple.
Oh, nice.
Real quick, before we continue to the last one, if you guys had to ask Dolph Lundgren or William Shatner a Motu related question, think about it, and we'll talk about that later. So,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? I want to try to get some ideas. I don't want to ask them their regular career stuff. I want to ask them because they've been in Revolution. I want to ask them a Motu related question. So,
Okay.
but anyway, I'm ready to roll.
Yeah, I met Shatner in November, but it was just for. Are you doing an autograph and a photo op, or?
I got press pass, so I got to figure out if they're doing
Okay.
an
So did
actual.
you actually get to talk to them then, or?
Richmond Galaxy Con has been very hashtag Richmond Galaxy Con hashtag. They told us to promote it. They tell you to promote it. So a friend of mine has got his website and he got press pass. He said he finally got contact and he'll do your own legwork. So he's like, he's going to try to hit up their PR people to try to send the message. Hey, you're in Richmond. Can we set something up? So we both kind of split a list of guests. I'll handle these groups. I'll email these people. You know, I'll stalk these people. He stalked those people, but they legit gave me a press pass, but there's no official panel for press, like, where you can sit,
Yeah, that's interesting because I mean the only thing I know for press is like SDCC. So I've been to a lot of other smaller cons, but I've never heard of people being pressed for them.
And I don't think
unless it's like a photographer.
And I don't think Shatner's gonna sit there at a table. I don't think Shatner sits at a table. He probably does a private room.
I don't know.
For these cons. Like I don't think Shatner's gonna sit there next to, the guy that voices somebody.
Yeah, they had a whole separate thing for Mark Hamill because it was both Mark Hamill and William Shatner and a lot of other big names with those. Sorry, balloons. There's a lot of other big names.
Yeah, but it is what it is.
Yeah, meeting both Hamill and Shatner that weekend was crazy, and now they're both in Revolution.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's funny how that worked out.
I'm on the
You're
end.
very needy. You're very needy. Okay, are we ready to do this?
Yes.
Episode 5.
Okay, episode 5 in 1, 2, 3.
Dun, dun. Yeah, Law and Order.
Yeah,
Masters of the Universe.
These are their stories.
And In the center of the universe, there's criminals and prosecutors. These are their stories.
I keep bumping my desk, and all my figures keep tumbling over.
I remember the first time I saw the poster,
Mhm.
and we first saw the Horde Castle Grayskull.
Mm-hmm.
Now to see it animated.
So
Oh,
cool
here we go.
looking.
Straight to the flashback. Yes, one of my
Yep.
favorite scenes.
It's cute.
Very cute. Is that a... oh. There we go.
I love that he finally ditches that clumsy prince,
Yeah.
useless prince facade for her.
Well, and this kind of
Mhm.
goes into what we were talking about, Maria. Like, I think because this takes place the day before she's made Man-at-Arms, so it's the day before he dies in Revelation.
Yeah.
I think he was getting ready to tell her the truth. I think because they're obviously going in for a kiss here. Like, they're obviously
Yep.
advancing the relationship. He's showing himself that he's capable and that he's learned his lessons from her.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was preparing to tell her the truth and move things forward before
And-
Revelation happened.
He was ready to wow wow.
Exactly.
And then
And so was
Orko
she.
had to
And
come
so
in
was
and
she.
cock block.
Whoa,
Freaking
whoa,
Damn
Orko.
Orko.
whoa,
Damn Orko.
whoa. On today's lesson,
Wildor almost doing
oh,
the
that Orko,
tower.
that
I love this scene so much, though, with Adam just going in.
And he just like jumps off the debris too. It's
Mhm.
cool. Very Legolas like. A la the Hobbit.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
falling bridge.
Yeah,
When
I
he
also
ran in, I was
loved
like,
it.
I was like, dude, why didn't you transform before you ran in? And then we see why, and it was worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
It was
also like
all
that
worth
they
it.
gave this heroic moment to Adam.
Yeah.
And that
Mhm.
he's a hero not only when he's He-Man.
Exactly.
Mhm.
For me, that was very important. I've always
Well, yeah, and
I've
it's
said
it's more of that. Yeah, it's showing more of Adam as the hero. He's why He-Man works. You know, he's the heart.
Yeah,
Stop.
exactly.
But I just love
I-
how she says his name here. It's just so.
Mhm.
Dun, 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 dun.
And then
And
his
he's like,
sword
"I got you."
transforms.
Oh, that sword is
Cool.
awesome. I want the toy.
And her new staff.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Very anime-esque.
The whisper.
Chills. Chills.
Let it go, let it go.
When I first saw this, like my jaw was on the floor watching this scene.
Oh, this transformation.
Mhm.
Oh, so fantastic.
Sailor Moon to a T.
Even
What
to
I-
like the
But there's a
animation
lot of
style
also
is different.
people. I know a
too.
lot of people kept saying that, but you go back and watch any anime from back in the day, is the same thing. How they transform.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
Yeah, it's not only Sailor Moon. That's the one
Yeah,
we
it's
know
not just
best,
her.
but this is
Yeah.
just
Yeah. And I love Sailor Moon.
When I was talking with Nate
yeah, me
Barch
too.
about the poster, he was talking about this scene. He's like, yeah, he's like, I've never been a Sailor Moon fan, but then seeing this transformation scene, he's like, I guess I love Sailor Moon.
Yep. How
Not
can you
enough.
not?
Not enough to get me there.
Oh, the way she looks at him.
So that's
Mhm.
like the
You
place
go,
that
girl.
Little,
Get
His
him.
little tendrils.
the new
And-
Tila.
And Duncan is all of us. It's about time.
Yeah. Goldor, I think they might have a thing
They
for
have
each
the
other.
hots for each other.
Lesson learned, teach.
Evelyn gets the MVP right here.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere. I was like, what?
I wish it was someone else. I feel like it really took me out of the scene that she
That's-
did it.
Exactly. That's exactly what I felt. Even though it's funny, but still though, I was like, what?
Yeah.
I like it because I feel like Evelyn has quietly been rooting
Changing.
for
Mhm.
Adam and Tila the whole time. I feel like she's been the shipper for even when she was an enemy. I think, you know, because we've talked about like even the villains know that they like each other.
Here we go.
Mhm. The way she does it too is so funny.
Adam's like, I can kill you.
Yeah.
I guess it works for me because it shows that softer, playful side of Evil Lynn when we're so used to seeing her be evil and conniving and
you did good, Lynn.
And wise. Like she's
Yeah,
very
I
wise.
just-
And here
it's-
she's just
she's
goofy.
playful and yeah, I think it's fun.
And I do love that Golder says there's an Orco % chance.
Yeah, I was just gonna say
Yeah.
Orco percent
Awesome.
chance.
Just had to throw
You still get
one
the
more
digs
jab in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some
we work
shade.
together. Yep. Even after we work together, I'll still throw shade in there.
There we go.
So funny.
There we go.
So all this time you could have hugged me.
That's a very good moment.
Awesome.
He's like, sorry, dude.
Thundercats, Thunderdogs. I don't like. I was okay in the village, and I know they had to do something at the end real quick, but that kind of bothered me. Was like, I'm just there's robots everywhere.
Yeah.
There's robots everywhere underground. It's too convenient that there's robots everywhere underground.
Yeah, that's another one of the things that was very called back to Breath of the Wild for me, with like the Guardians and whatnot that were in Breath of the Wild.
How they're just everywhere. The remains of them.
Yeah.
Oof, those bones. Skitty.
This is not a kid show.
Skitty. No. Well,
It's not showing on, at least in Mexico, it's not showing on the kids feed.
It's not it's not listed as a kid show.
No. Revelation is, but I couldn't find Revolution on my girl's account, on my girl's profile, kids profile. It's not there.
I just want to say how much I love all the puns that they're throwing around here as they fight and they banter. But I also like that He-Man reuses the pun that he used earlier when he charged into the throne room in his battle armor, but no one was there to appreciate the joke, and so he repeats it here.
Yeah.
I think that's funny.
Very good.
Because I do think He-Man is a little bit of a dork, and I love it.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely is. He's like the dorky guy that got into bodybuilding.
Yeah. And landed the hot chick.
Yeah.
Adam is it's like Peter Parker, right? Like he's a nerd, like obvious nerd, but he gets to do all this cool stuff and he marries the hot redhead. Like it's just it's like the nerd I guess fantasy, the nerd dream come true.
Yeah. Definitely.
I had that, but backwards. I was the nerdy girl who got the hot guy.
You got the hot guy.
I did.
That's what I'm trying to say. Adam is all of us.
I was the hot girl.
Ah.
I was the hot girl. I got myself.
I like that Skeletor's just like, and whatever she's doing up there, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah, like he's so oblivious because he thinks it's all about him.
Yeah, it's all about him.
The delivery though, it's like, and whatever she's doing up there, I know. It's
Yeah.
And I think we probably talked about it, but when they do this Tri-Sorceress Tila, it's going to be a fantastic figure.
Absolutely.
I wonder how they're
The
going to do the
wings.
gold wings. Yeah.
I think they'll be plug-in wings in translucent plastic, like what they did with the Sunman wings. The Masterverse Sunman figure has those wings that kind of plug into the back of him, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the Masterverse line keeps getting better and better. I mean, the props and the things that they add.
Yeah. It's improved from that first wave. Everything has just gotten consistently better and better.
Yeah.
This battle sequence is very good. I really liked it.
I just don't know how they're going to do this Disco Skelly. I know they had the Mondo one, but like, yeah, to get the like effect, that like galaxy effect.
You know what they could do? You know how Mosquitor has that chest cavity with the blood pump thing going on?
I don't.
I don't have the
think
toy
I've
in the
seen
room.
that.
But yeah, so he's got this chest cavity that has a translucent plastic, and it's got red blood liquid inside, right? And so you push a button on the back, and it activates a pump that makes that kind of pulsate. What they could do for Skeletor is they could do something similar with that kind of a hollow,
like glitter,
but put like the glitter lava lamp type stuff.
Yeah.
That, or I was gonna say they could do like a sticker, like on Visionaries.
They could do that, yeah. The
Do a
holographic
sticker behind
thing.
a clear plate.
They could, yeah, that would work.
Why don't we give everybody in the army a suit like this?
I know. Just deck everybody out.
He's got the Voltron sword that takes everybody out.
But I do hope when we get the Skeletor that he comes with some cool accessories, like those extra arms that come out, and the weapons that he uses, where it's like the scythe blade that, I don't know. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Those will probably be translucent, or maybe the some of like glow in the dark paint, maybe like they did
That would
with
be cool
Scarecrow.
too. Glow in the dark would be cool. I do want to see a 2-pack of He-Man and Teela in their final forms, but like the iridescent, like translucent figures of like their magical transformation. But like in their final art, like that would be so cool.
Yep.
I told Rob
that
over. I told Rob David that I wanted that, and he said that he'd pass the message along.
There goes Real Blast power washing. Got a sale today.
Pew pew.
Let me watch them crabs. New from Mattel. Crab washing power.
It is surprising that they didn't have a crab boil joke in there.
Yeah.
This guy looks like a shrimp.
He does. Their cool magic move is awesome.
Yeah. At the same time. Like Doctor Strange meets Wanda.
It's very cool.
Oh, here comes Granomir.
I didn't expect that. That when Granomir, the helmet. I did not expect that we were going to see him again.
Yeah,
but I also love that.
Too. Well, and he's
I love
completely
that.
decked out in battle armor. Like he's got on his claws, he's got armor. He's got his helmet on. He's got his shoulder pauldrons. He's ready.
Yeah.
Sorry, Maria, I totally interrupted you.
No, I said that I really love that even Tri-Sorceress is not that powerful. She needs help. And that's why this makes an ensemble show.
Yes.
Yeah. Granomir has his
they need
best
help.
moment.
So cool.
Good. Yeah, if we need a green fire magic effect for a Granomir figure.
Definitely. I don't
Similar
think they
to
can
how
do
they did
it.
with the Mondo Skeletor, how they did the dragon armor, like the poison mist that comes out of the dragon's mouth on that toy. Well, I've got the boxes on my shelf. I can't get it out for you, but that would look really cool.
No,
that translucent
tear jerking scene right here.
Yeah, and I love that they get the good Lin in there in a way that doesn't feel cheesy, you know?
Yeah. Here comes Preternia. So cool. Even her tears.
Wow. And a fierce eyes in that moment.
Yeah.
Preternia is back.
Where's that fourth tower, though?
Yeah, what's the deal with the towers? Somebody knows?
It's a habit tower. We know that. Because we see it
from the interview.
Well, even in when Teela's talking with Granomir in episode 2,
there's this banner.
Yeah, there's the banner, and you see the fourth tower, and it's got the ram skull design.
It does.
But
R.I.P. Granomir. Yeah, we do.
The Skeletor with the red eyes. It does remind me of the Space He-Man Skeletor.
Yep. The
Especially
Galactic.
the second half one.
Yeah. I love that he's still got the crown though.
Gotta keep that on. It's an egomaniac for you.
Mm-hmm.
This scene.
When he raised his hands before he made him into that blade, they almost looked like terror claws.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
It's awesome. There's so many
and he
little
does the same line that he does at the beginning.
Yeah, the bully line.
Bothering you?
That was good. Okay, go lay down. You're so needy.
So technically, He-Man would have died.
Skeletor
without help.
Bad.
You're right.
Here's
Skeletor would have finally
Fisto.
won.
Here's my dad.
Clamp champ.
Yeah, I asked Ted, I was like, so is Kayla gonna show up in the next season? Because that would be awesome. Here's King Grayskull.
I like this aerial view, and we can see the ship that crashed is still back there. Sorry, Mom. You're going to the home. You don't pay rent. I'm going to put you in the retirement home.
Well, she's going to have He-Man move in. She doesn't want to mom there.
We're going to change.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to change.
Sorceress will not want to be there.
We're going to change the dungeon into a man cave for my boo.
Man.
Why? I know what people talk about, but why is Stondar there?
So I've seen people ask this, like, why is Stondar there if he's from a different planet? But if I think so, Eternia is the center of the universe, right? And so that's why Preternia is called Preternia, because it originates out of the creation of the universe. But it still would be heaven for
the whole universe, not just
right.
It's heaven
not just
for
Eternia.
Okay.
Yeah. So heroes, regardless of where the heroes are from, Preternia would still be their heaven.
Okay. Because maybe
that's my interpretation. Because if it, it's not that every planet has their own heaven. I think it would be, the heaven would be for the whole universe.
Sir, I accept your explanation. I accept this.
Awesome. That means it's canon.
Crack.
So cool.
And I like that they brought in the Techno Sword from 2000X too.
Yeah.
But their version of it, and it actually looks good this time, because that sword wasn't a cool sword.
I think the sword by itself
like
is I like it, but not as the main power sword.
Not as the power sword. I wish they would have done the original idea where it was Skeletor had claimed both halves of the power sword, and that's why he has the two swords that split, right? And the Techno Sword was what Duncan made for Adam to use to, in trying to, so he could still become He-Man.
Love this shot.
I wish they would have gone with that storyline, because that makes it better to me.
I wonder why he goes back to long hair.
I didn't see that coming at all. That
he was going to turn
sword
back.
Stabbing Skeletor was going to revert him to Keldor. Yeah, that was very.
He's restored.
Choice.
Yeah,
he's restored to his original nature. That's how I read it.
Yeah.
It purifies the tech, but it also purifies the havoc. Magic.
My letter opener.
What kind of letters are you receiving?
Yeah, nice. Bill, get out of here.
Wow, that's nice.
The letter destroyer.
It's like fruit ninja them.
Yeah. Slices and dices, the bills go away. Credit, forget it.
If it's not in one piece, they don't count.
Yeah.
Don't have to pay them.
I'm okay with losing the monarchy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would. Yeah. Yes. I would have loved to see
people really upset by that.
Yeah,
they are. And I'll tell you why they're upset. They're upset because of the implication at the end that Andra
it will be a
says
leader.
she's running for office.
Mm-hmm.
And so the complaint is, oh, he ended the monarchy so the black woman
God,
could be
seriously,
in charge.
what's next? Do women want to drive now? Come on, man.
Like, people suck, you guys.
Yeah.
You know, Jesus.
People are awful. I
Jesus.
don't recommend them.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's that It Crowd clip. Bunch of bastards.
See, I love it. We see the Skeletor reflection. This guy's always going to be Skeletor.
Mhm.
He wants to be Skeletor. That
Mhm.
is his nature.
That's it.
So
Mhm.
did you guys catch the Batman speech?
The Batman
No.
speech?
So
I don't know.
when He-Man is talking there to the people, he said, if the people of Eternia, if the shadow of darkness should ever fall over Eternia, I'll always be here. Like, that's almost word for
Oh.
word
No.
the speech in Batman's letter in the 1989
Mhm.
Batman movie that they read at the end of the movie.
Contact me when you
Mhm.
need me. How will we
Mhm.
contact him? He gave us this.
He gave us this.
Yeah.
I do like they brought that symbol in. I know some people are iffy on the CGI He-Man symbol, but I think it makes more sense. Like, it's the swords and the M that make the HM for He-Man.
Yeah.
Like, I dig it.
It's a cool design, and it's good for branding too. Like,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Like,
Cohesive.
exactly. Yeah,
Mhm.
I like it too.
Yeah, I really like that. And I really enjoyed the CGI show. And they also brought some legacy voice actors. In Spanish, the person who was playing King Randor was the original voice of He-Man from the 80s, Ruben Moya.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's
that was
awesome.
very cool. Yeah.
It's a great Ruben Moya.
To your point, Chef Matey, introducing politics, they had a monarchy. There's still countries in this world that have monarchies.
Yeah.
It's not
not
real.
Yeah, a
And
monarchy is
and there's
still.
countries that abolish monarchies also.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
know, some things change. It's not going to change He-Man. I mean, do you want
Yeah.
He-Man to be bothered with today's? Oh, He-Man, we need more corn at this part of Eternia, or do you want him fighting bad guys?
Even to
Or
the
tipping
point
balls.
of the character of Adam himself, like, he's always been shown as somebody who cares about people and cares about individuals and wants people to be able to have their own agency. And that goes all the way back to the 80s. Adam has always been unique in that he's a kind person. He practices what I call gentle masculinity, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
It's this idea that the most powerful man in the universe tries to find alternative ways to find problems that don't require a sword and his fists.
Mhm.
And so for him to abolish the monarchy makes sense to me, because that's who Adam is as a person. He wants people to enjoy their freedom based on their own version of what their life should look like. Why would he want to be a king to lord over people?
I love this.
Zodak.
And another Star Trek connection with Jeffrey Combs being Zodak.
Yeah.
Which one's Jeffrey Combs?
Yeah. Zodak.
Oh, in Star Trek, what did Jeffrey Combs?
He was a bunch. He's a bunch. He's been Cardassians on Next Generation. He was Shran on Enterprise.
Okay.
As the Andorian. He's been a bunch of parts on Star
The
Trek.
Andorian guy, the blue guy.
Yeah.
Right. Andorian is blue.
Pink skin.
Kushida Tim
I had no idea who these people were. I was like, I don't know who this is, but this is cool.
I mean, talking about it that way, like bringing the politics in. That's only if the writers decide that that's the way to go, and if they do it well, it'll probably be good. If they don't, we don't have to worry about it.
But this sets up conflict now.
See, no, but I actually like this because it ties into my own fan fiction of
He-Man could be an enemy of the state with the monarchy also.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Prior to knowing his secret, so
yeah, he could be seen as a vigilante depending on who wins the election. I think those are both good ideas and could make interesting stories, because then you could go into a Eternia's Most Wanted type of storyline.
Yeah,
I like that kind of stuff. Like, why not?
No, we need Monster of the Week, and we still need
Despara.
People still want Adam. Where did you run off to? I'm glad
did it, guys.
The whole thing. Awesome.
Yay.
Yes.
Double thumbs up.
Good stuff.
All right.
Thanks for watching with us.
Yeah, everybody, thanks for joining us. I think we can have some final thoughts from everybody. George, what was your question again about?
No question, but final thoughts.
You had a question about Shatner and Dolph Lundgren. What?
I'll go on for Richmond Con. Yeah, if anybody, let me know in the comments too. If you have a chance to ask Dolph Lundgren, who played He-Man in the original Masters of the Universe movie, or William Shatner, he's the guy that voiced Keldor. If you don't know, he's Captain Kirk, T.J. Hooker, and etc. If you guys had to ask them a Motu-related question, what would you ask them? It could be anything, whatever. But I was thinking,
I still don't know.
I would ask Dolph Lundgren. I loved him as, I forgot, he played a king in Aquaman. He plays Mira's father. He looks great in a crown at this age, whatever. Maybe if I would ask Dolph Lundgren, would you ever play King Randor on a live action He-Man movie,
or even King Grayskull,
or would you ever take part? Something like that.
Yeah.
But
would you?
But the way he looked in Aquaman, I would love to see him like that.
Sure, that'd be awesome.
I forgot he was in Aquaman.
William Shatner, there's got to be something fun about him doing voice acting.
Yeah,
pretty cool seeing him. There's not too much you can ask him that without pissing him
yeah.
off.
Oh yeah, I went to his panel in November, and literally, like, every single question, he got mad at people. I'm like, what is happening?
In
I think it's a
season
bit,
2, episode 3,
it is a bit.
He went back in time. Did you like going back in time?
Well, it's hard because this is the thing. Really quickly, I'll say this. As someone who goes to cons a lot, and like someone who's a geek, like a good majority of geeks are somewhere on the spectrum, and between that and like meeting someone you've idolized your whole life, and you're going to be nervous, and so like it's hard for you to ask questions properly, especially like if it's at a panel. And so there was like this one guy that he essentially made fun of because he couldn't spit out the question. I'm like, bro, like, I get that this is a bit, but like, maybe let's not do that.
Read the room.
Read the room. Exactly. Read the room. So you can tell when someone's getting annoyed and stuff. But very excited. I don't know. I've been thinking. I just don't want to ask the same questions like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your favorite, thing, or what's whatever.
Yeah.
I like asking personal questions. Like, I would love to know, what does William Shatner like to watch when he's home by himself?
Yeah.
My
go-to whenever I meet any of them, for like, the few seconds I have, like, I'll mention like, oh, I loved you and this and that. But like, when I first say hi, I'm like, hi, like, how are you doing? Like, are you having fun? Like, or like when I met the hobbits. Yeah, I met the hobbits at the same con, and they had just gone to like a fancy restaurant in the city. And so I was like, oh, how was your dinner there? Like, because there's you got to be tired of hearing all these questions at the end of the day. So it helps
just
some humanize.
some normal human interaction.
Hi, how are you? I'm freaking fine. What's your question?
Yeah.
Chef M80, I want to ask Kevin Smith what happened to Lubbock from the movie. I was hoping to see a bald guy in a toga with a shotgun calling the tech zombies slackers.
That would be
nothing
awesome.
but slackers.
That would be
maybe we can get that in the season 3.
I'm telling you, he's Mendar. Lubbock learned how to do medicine and became Mendar.
I'll go with that
It's
canon.
possible. I like it.
Hey.
Okay, so final thoughts.
Who gets his canon? That's my canon.
Okay, fair enough. But George, every head canon of mine is actual canon. That's just how it works.
Also, Johnny hates the phrase headcanon, so he is cringing hard right now.
I'm sorry, Johnny. My personal cranial.
It makes me irrationally angry. There's no explanation for it. It just
fair enough. I will remember for future.
Oh, it's okay. No, say
hard
it.
Feelings.
It's okay.
We're trying to desensitize him.
I'm gonna rename it fanfic lore. Okay, does that work better?
That's fine. I like
you
that term doesn't bother me. That doesn't trigger me. Headcanon triggers.
It doesn't trigger. That's funny.
No, but Johnny's trying to get better, so we're trying. If you can say it, it's fine.
It's all about learning and growing, right?
Exactly.
I got some good headcanon.
I told Kayla, it's just like some people just react negatively to the word moist, and that's what
I hate it.
headcanon does
I hate
to
it
me.
so much.
Like,
I hate it so much.
Okay, so final
Why?
thoughts on Revolution. Let's
it's great.
kind of go.
Watch it
Let's kind of
again. Buy the
go.
toys.
Let's
Yes.
go round. Let's kind of go round
Hit the
table real
double
quick.
thumbs up.
Johnny, what are your final thoughts?
I liked it. I enjoyed it, and that's all I asked for.
Cool.
Like I said, it's great. Watch it. Double thumbs up. Go buy the toys. Tell them we want more. Do
Awesome.
Mhm.
Be positive
Mhm.
about things on the internet
Yes.
rather than negative.
Yes.
Mhm. Crazy idea.
And it makes you a happier
Right.
person. If you're not dwelling in negativity, you're going to be naturally a happier person.
And remember, if
Yep.
something new comes out and you don't like it, it doesn't ruin or invalidate the things that came before. They're still
Exactly.
there in the previous form, the way you enjoyed them. So just
No,
Yes.
watch
no, there's
those
Kevin
instead.
Smith behind Colt again.
Ah! All right, Kayla, what are your final thoughts?
Oh, I loved it. As a new Motu fan, loved Revelation. I felt like Revolution was a good like capper to cap. I don't know what word I'm saying. To everything that happened in Revelation, and yeah, I loved everything. I loved the visuals. I loved the music. I loved the jokes. I loved the plot. Yeah, two thumbs up all around. Highly recommend. 10 out of 5 stars. Yeah, it is great. And I think especially if you haven't seen anything Motu before, I think you can enjoy it just as much as everyone else. So
Awesome.
I think that's a good plus for sure.
Cool. Thank you.
Mhm.
George, why don't you go ahead and share your thoughts?
I'm a huge fan of Revelation. I'm a huge fan of Revolution. I would say Revelation to me beat Revolution. And
Wow.
eventually I have a talk. There's a lot of stuff I felt that was similar. It was just like I said earlier. To me, Revolution felt just a shorter version. Just quick bullet points, just so people understand what I'm speaking about. One, we saw the Tila journey with Evil Lyn in Revelations. We saw that already. Episode 1 starts, there's a guy in mystery, and what happens is a little bit of story, action, and then somebody dies at the beginning. He-Man dies in the first episode. This one we get King Randor. So there was a couple of things, not enough to make me hate the internet and hate Kevin Smith. Not enough to freak out, but as creative process to me, I just felt, and that's why I feel bad for people who hate Revelations that are not praising Revolution, because to me it's just like they cut out just the extra slow stuff,
Okay.
and that's what
Mm.
people were hating. Right away we
Mm.
got action, we got story, it's moving along. To me, but like I said, I love the adult version of Motu that was given to us.
Mm-hmm.
So I love it. What they did in Revolution, I loved it. Not enough stuff to me to be like, that's stupid. That's stupid. That's stupid. I loved it. I want more. I want more. I want more. I had problems with Joker voice in Revelation. In Revolution, I started sliding more into he's Joker to me now. He's Skeletor to me now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And real quick, and just to end with that, talking about hearing his voice, growing up, I remember hearing Optimus Prime. This is Optimus Prime. You hear that. And then you watch Dungeons and Dragons, and it's the same guy, Venger, the bad guy from Dungeons and Dragons. And then you hear Peter Cullen's voice and everything else.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about as a 40-something-year-old man, I was thinking about this recently. Yeah, it's a guy doing the same voice. I heard it as a kid. I didn't freak out when I was a kid going, that's Optimus Prime's voice in Dungeons and Dragons, man. The guy couldn't freaking talk differently. It's in a different show.
Or Starscream and Cobra Commander. Exactly the same.
Thank you. Yeah. Or the chats. Yeah. So, but watching Revolution, and I guess because I was rooting for more Skeletor, I thought Revolution to me was a Skeletor story.
Yeah.
To me, it was a Skeletor story, which I appreciated. I loved it. And I loved it. I thought it was good. I loved it.
Awesome. Awesome. Maria,
Pew, pew.
what are your thoughts?
Well, I want to compliment what Kay was telling us, and so important that Revelation is bringing new fans. That's the way to keep a franchise going, because let's face it, we're not just with the original fandom. A brand cannot transcend generations. I think this is the moment that Motu can transcend to the next generation and keep going. And I'm very happy that we got this updated story and many storylines that like were wrapped up. And it's very important that it works as a standalone. You can watch Revelation and Revolution without any prior knowledge to the brand, and you're going to enjoy it. Or if you are like us and you've been a fan since the 80s, you're gonna geek out. Like there's no tomorrow, and see a lot of the Easter eggs that are there, and how they managed to make a canon that is all embracing. I really enjoyed that. And yes, go watch it and be nice to people online. And also, if you find it in you, go say something nice to the creators, because sometimes that gets if as fans we get annoyed with trolls, imagine what it is like for creators. So go be that fan that is supportive, that said, hey, I like what you're doing. It doesn't take that much from you, and it can make a very big difference for the real people, because celebrities are real people. So we should treat them as we would like to be treated. That's
and their agendas.
Thank you, Maria. So I guess for my final thoughts, I just kind of want to encompass a little bit of what everybody has said here. So if I repeat myself, I apologize. But I loved Revelation from the beginning. I saw in it what I wanted to see in a new Masters of the Universe story. Mainly, it was progressing the storyline that I fell in love with as a child. And Motu has been my number one fandom my entire life. I have my favorite memories wrapped up in it. There's just so many special things about it that resonate with me. And to see that treated respectfully and thoughtfully in ways that evoked my emotions is something that is just so special to me, and something that I wouldn't, I'm glad I have these new shows to appreciate as an adult. Also with, with Revelation and Revolution, it's given me the opportunity to do something that I'm very passionate about, and in having this channel and interacting with fans, but also interacting with the people who are on the creative side of my favorite thing, and to be able to talk with those people and hear their insights and hear from them that they appreciate when fans are kind to them is something that's very special. And it's just, this whole ride has been a dream come true for me. Like I said before, getting able to watch a new He-Man show early is something that I never would have dreamed of as a kid. Being able to talk to people on the inside and hear, these background stories and get quick little sneak peeks of things is just something that it blows my mind as an adult. And it's something that I just really, really love and cherish. From a geek, and that's just from a fan perspective. As a person, I'm someone who grew up as a nerdy kid and met and fell in love with a beautiful, athletic woman who was definitely out of my league. And, I've always joked with her that she is my Tila, and we had He-Man and Tila action figures on our wedding cake. And it is, it's something that is very special to me. And obviously I'm going to champion that because that's what resonates with me. And so to finally see after 40 years, He-Man and Tila get together was amazing. It was emotional. It was jaw dropping. It lived up to expectations and more. And I loved it. And I'm just so happy as a fan that we're finally in this moment and getting to enjoy these things. And about being kind and being a good fan, just be kind. Like, you don't have to air your dirty laundry. You don't have to be negative about people. You don't have to be negative to other fans. You don't have to call them out as being fake fans because they like something different than you do. That's ridiculous. We're not in grade school anymore. We're adults. Let's act like adults, because it's embarrassing to see fans behave poorly. And if you're looking for something to be offended in with these shows, you're trying way too hard to be angry about things, and that says more about you than it does about what you're supposedly angry about.
Yep.
Just be a good
Well
person.
said.
And
It's not that hard to be a decent human.
You know what?
It's
You don't
not.
have to be a decent human. Just keep your mouth shut. Nobody cares if you don't
exactly, exactly.
like something. Seriously, you can be a good person.
No, you're right.
I mean, I agree with everything you're saying. Don't get me wrong. I'm just trying to be funny, but you can
Sure.
you can agree with everything. You can disagree with everything. But dude, keep your mouth shut. If everybody's talking about look how beautiful the weather is, nobody wants to hear. Well, you know what? It's raining on my street.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
read the room.
Sucks for you,
plenty of
dude.
stuff. Yeah, it's like I have no problems. I have no, like I said, I got no problems with you liking, not liking something. Don't rain on my parade.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but
Mm-hmm.
read the room.
And even if we do have problems, discuss it respectfully. We can have criticisms of things.
You,
that we
sir,
love.
are a charlatan.
Exactly. You know, it doesn't make me a shill to say that I love Revelation and Revolution.
And
It
you've
means that
heard
I
me
like
today.
it.
I love it. I love it.
Exactly.
I love it since 1980
And you-
something. But
yeah,
I'll call
and you
out the
had
stuff I don't
criticisms.
like. Yeah,
Exactly.
and I can criticize what I don't like.
Yeah,
But
we don't resort to name calling. Like, we learned that when we were 5 years old. Come on,
Yeah.
people.
Dude,
He-Man
you like Star
taught us
Trek.
that
You shouldn't
lesson
talk.
But yeah, I mean, that's what it boils down to.
Hmm.
It's anyway. I could go on a soapbox for a while.
You know what? And then sometimes I got a couple real quick. I got sick for the holidays. I saw people talking garbage, and I was laying in bed, so I was doing angry posts. I was defending, and people talking again. Tila, the haircut, this and that, and then I jumped on. I was like, blah 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 blah, and these guys were like challenging me with what's your proof? And all of a sudden, Colt comes in. He's like, blah 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 blah, with all the screenshots. Colt showed up with the receipts, putting everybody in their place, and I couldn't. I think I messaged Colt like, thanks, man, because I lost my screenshots of that stuff. Now I couldn't. I don't want to call me. But it was like it's just stupid stuff. It's like, and a lot of people don't even. I got a buddy of mine. I love talking stuff like this with him, but then he goes into the whole, Disney sucks, Disney this, everybody sucks. I heard He-Man this. I heard they're making this. I heard they're making He-Man a girl, whatever. And it's just like I can't no more. I got to punch out.
Yeah.
Start going into that like there's an
It's
agenda.
so toxic.
Yeah, if you like it, you like it. You don't.
And that's the thing.
Would I ever heard of Clownfish if it wasn't for them talking bad about Motu? I'm sorry, I would have never heard about them. They would have never been on my radar.
And I'm so annoyed that it's something that I know exists in the world, because it's just it's stupid. Like, it's pointless.
Somebody famous called them out on their BS, and that's how they got famous. Yep. It's like whatever. But
and he was polite about it. He responded to them politely and corrected their bad information. They used it to monetize.
Dude, he got the name wrong. He got the year wrong. Yeah, I screw up too, talking on camera. I just didn't re-edit it. I kept the footage in of me screwing up. That shows he's human.
Yeah. So I guess the dad at arms lesson of the day is just be kind. Like, it doesn't take any effort. If you have problems with something, shut the hell up. Exactly. Keep it to yourself, because we have enough negativity in the real world that we don't need it in the things that we're trying to enjoy.
Exactly. Preach. Well said.
Thank you. Well, I would like to thank my guest hosts today. It's been a pleasure watching Revolution with all of you. Some of you are old friends by this point. Maria, you and I have known each other since the early days of Revelation, when we joined forces to fight back against the hate, and now we have new friends. And thank you for coming on today, and we'll have to do more stuff in the future, because this is a lot of fun. And
thanks for having us.
Absolutely, I believe in promoting channels that I feel are positive for the fan space, because I think it's severely lacking. I think we've been overrun by outrage for far too long, and I think it's time to take it.
Yeah, definitely.
I've
Could
done
not
some
agree
tests.
more.
I'm uploading to my channel. I'll put something really cool, like, you know, whatever. This is my thoughts on this. I'm watching this, whatever, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, like, nothing. And then I'll put something stupid like, you know, blah, 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 woke Disney. And all of a sudden, my shorts, I do with the shorts, I do tests. And like, I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do that, man. I just can't, it's like a sellout just to be, that's
that's the shilling. Exactly.
And even the ones with the thumbnails that when you click on the videos, they're like, well, I don't feel that way. I'm just reporting about other people that feel that way. No, that's the show right there.
Yeah, the clickbait is real.
Let me love my cartoons without judging me.
I'd rather be a passionate fan and promote things that I like to see and have no followers, because that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to be a fan. So
that's it.
That's all that matters.
I got a place to promote for free, right?
Exactly. So, well, thank you. I truly appreciate all of you. I think you're all wonderful people. It's been a joy to meet you, and keep spreading the good news of Zor. So,
don't drop that Zor stuff on me, buddy.
I don't care if you're an atheist or not.
I'm a tech guy. I'm a techie turning tech guy. Don't be dropping that Zor stuff on me. Was it Journey, everybody?
In Screech's name we pray.
Exactly.
Zach Morris.
Right. Well, everybody out there who has joined in to watch, thank you again. I love you all. So
awesome. Be safe, everybody.
Have a great day.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.